It is December 9th, 2025. We are getting ready for Powell tomorrow, and there's a couple of updates. Pretty much central banks around the world, they're kind of getting on the hawkish tip. So now this time, everybody is expecting a more hawkish Powell. I don't know if you guys recall, but last time we were all expecting good things. The market was ripping. You thought you were going to get your rate cut, and you did, but it came with a little bit of contention from your boy Powell. So we're all getting ready for that. There was a couple of updates. We did get to hear more follow-ups on the NVIDIA thing. Trump did confirm it. And then once again, we did that circularity where they went right back to say, well, Beijing might not be down with it. But we do have big AI earnings, Broadcom and Oracle. That is going to set us up for today. And now, too, watch out for that bond volatility because it has picked up a little bit. But unfortunately, kind of like yesterday, there is good seasonality. There is good buybacks and a lot of good things setting up. But it still might be a boring day, and there's a lot of biotechs everywhere. So, Chad, I hope you're ready for it. I hope you have a great holiday season as well, baby. But you know the vibe. You know what we got to do. Before we chase a dollar, before we try to enrich ourselves, we must pay homage to a very special group of people that has made a sacrifice that most of us never have and ever will. And I am talking about the veterans of the United States of America. So on behalf of the cult, man, I want to give a huge shout out all the active service, past service, anybody who has served this country. God bless you and thank you. Even to your families, bro. I know we get a lot of holidays, Thanksgiving, veterans, no, every day, baby, for real. I think freedom is important, and the fact that we get to come here every day, get to build our accounts, focus on the future, even if people tell you not to, man. Oh, this country is great. It is envied by many, and it wouldn't be like that if there wasn't such great, amazing people. So thank you to all of you who have served, and for real, though, it's time for you to own the land. It's time for you to own some good quality assets, the discipline, the training you have gotten, and you have given so much for all of our freedom. It applies very well to the basic framework of intellectually investing. Ask Mr. Benjamin Graham. So for real, I hope y'all use it. I hope you know it transfers over very well. And at the very least, I hope you know we rooting for you. And I hope all of you who have never served, you make some noise, baby. And I hope we could actually make some real changes. You have the authority. You know that it's through... Don't even get me started, but God bless all of y'all, and big shout out to everybody else out there giving back to their local communities, all the doctors, nurses, teachers, firefighters, police officers, the janitors, the coaches, the garbage men, everybody making their communities run. God bless you and thank you. But ladies and gentlemen, please rise up. Place your right hand over your heart. Say it with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, baby. Certificates! Oh, it's game time, baby. Or not. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. God bless America. God bless America. And Chattadonia. Are you guys ready? Are you ready for another day? Are you ready? A good day. It's going to be a good day. I hope your preparation aligns with it, baby. Just make a move. That's all you... Oh, man. Don't even get me started. We're going to finish that today. We're going to finish that. So we got about 2 minutes. I do have a couple of plays. I'm going to be watching the banks. There's a Goldman Financials Conference, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citi, even Fiserv. There's a couple of things there with like drones. Boeing did a drone deal. And then Ares and AVAV, I believe, or Ares was a material one. Watch Sanofi. They kind of had some bad news. And then all the AMDs, SMCIs, Oracle, both either earnings or some of that news and headlines that we got yesterday. So let's have a good one. Let's make the most of it, my friends, and God bless America. Land that I love, stand beside her with long time through the night. All right, and yeah, you have your uncle track now. I just played it for him. We only got 1 minute, though. We only got 1 minute, so I guess you get Christmas songs now instead of the Jesus one. I know. It's the best time of year, Chad. God bless you. Merry Christmas.
from my family and missus. I hope you get the things that's not even on your wish list. I hope you find money doing laundry or the dishes. You a real one. The season'll be great. I pray you never see traffic and you never running late. When you ask your crush out, she'll say yes to the date. And nobody getting mad if you leave food up on your plate. Merry Christmas. It got meaning if you give it some. I'm always praying for you and I'm praying for your little ones. Every time you look them in the face, no, you never done. Nah. Let that be motivating. I hope every drink you get comes pre-shaken. I hope your Uber don't cancel and is really patient. If you lose your wallet, nobody'll take it. They'll return it. Yup. See, I'm just happy if you happy, G. Every sweet you'll eat this year.
Round 1. Fight. Yeah, you guys only get the good part to start off. Oh, man. So where are we at? Again, a little bit weaker. Remember, yesterday we started off better and then it faded, but I do think it is going to be a little bit slower. Yeah, the RSV thing, that's related to Merck, Sanofi, and AstraZeneca. Those are going to be the ones to watch there, but I don't know if it's going to cause too much. And then let's see if the premiums. And then just watch financials too. So if you watch any sort of bank kind of go crazy throughout the day, there's a good chance that's going to be because of the Goldman conference. And then you had more of the updates too. Where's that other one? GRCP? I don't know. Was it GRCP? Intel got mentioned in the H200 things. Yeah, refresh. I turned off the DVR. I don't know why. I swear I turned it off when I set it up and it don't stay like that. Amazon. And then there was an update too on a couple of companies. HD came out and they gave guidance. It wasn't too hot. And then there was earnings from, I think, Toll Brothers or one of them. So we'll see. Yeah, value's looking decent for now, honestly. Staples are catching a bid. And then bond started off good too. And bond volatility move index actually ticked up. There's Procter Gambling. Who was the other one? AVAV. They went down. And then Shermal. They had the deal. They already chilled out. And then Boeing did like a $900 million drone deal. City's already going. Who is the is it City? I know one of them is still lagging. Out of all the banks. Oh, shit. You might. I don't know if SoFi is going to be there, but that might be one of them. Oh, man. I think Bank of America is probably your most lagged bank. Now that I think about it, those are kind of annoying too. AZO, XLP, and then China had bad news too. It was just a bunch of downgrades, and then people kind of promoting the idea that the rally and the upside there is kind of chilled out, or kind of just disappointed that it hasn't materialized. We were just talking about it too. ATMV halted. Broadcom and Oracle. Those are your post earnings. The premiums went up in the last couple days and then chilled out. So it's either going to get clapped today or you'll get that run up at some point, maybe towards the end. Again, that's after the bell today. Yeah, Hassett, the thing is Trump is he makes choices and changes his mind. Hassett is talking right now. I'd put Scott Bessent top list for running the Fed, but Bessent doesn't want the job. There you go. There you go. Let's see, NVIDIA didn't. So NVIDIA already faded, I guess, confirmation on the news. Again, it was exactly how we talked about yesterday. A lot of you brought it up, too, with China not really being down with the deal anyways. And then Staples are starting off good. I just don't know how long it's going to last. Let's see, equal weight's up by a quarter, and then Dow's up by a quarter. Russell's barely green, and NASDAQ is down by 0.3. So you are getting a little bit more broadening out. That'll be nice if that could actually hold. Who's the other one? Yeah, some of the pre-earnings premiums already jacked up. Oh, C1. That's the other one. So they got 5% stake, and then they said, I think Elliott, or one of those, Starboard, said that they want to push for a sale. GPCR, that's the one. So watch GPCR. This was the one yesterday, that cancer drug that did good, but then they did an offering today, and nothing happened. So they did the offering, and the stock still found a way to go up. That's kind of the idea there. So if that does continue again, that could be a good sign. No, GPCR. Remember, I think it hit 90 at one point. Dabe on the low. Doesn't Dabe have earnings coming up too? I think you said that yesterday. So that could be another one. I mean, if they come back on some AI stuff, or if they're able to kind of turn around some of that negative narrative that they've had with it, that could be good. Holy shit, those contracts are went for $11. All right. Oh, yeah, they have earnings tomorrow. Shit. With Habibi. And then where's Fizzer? I don't know. I want to check the calendar if Fizzer's on there, but any of the financials, like I'm saying, Fizzer, SoFi, and then obviously the big banks, those will be important. SPY's already came back to green here. So, again, NASDAQ's the only one that's in the red. Dow's leading the way, and then SPY barely green. So, not bad. Hassett, if Trump pressures Fed on rates, just do the right thing. Silver hit 59. Did. Well, 53, but I don't know what the spot price is. That's crazy if it does start to break out again. I think when we slow down, kind of like the holidays. So you guys, I don't know if you saw that. They halted silver the day after Thanksgiving. But I do think that's when the liquidity really starts to hit. Or it'll start doing that little game. Again, they try to write off the whole supply concerns, but that's seemingly the main driver right now, is that essentially there is not enough silver on hand for a lot of people. And I think, I mean, we went through it. You could see some of the premiums in terms of physical silver as a much higher premium. The China plays are coming back up, but again, they had more bad news than not. Really just sentiment. And then HD, that went negative to positive on the weaker guidance. So it's not looking bad. Again, a lot of staple activity. And then Apple, too, they're putting up that, what's it called? They're talking about the whole Apple didn't spend money on AI, so now it's looking prudent more so than not. I forgot about those. What's Apple up? Only 0.5%. Yeah, and then silver is going up. Is that in Briar? Good morning. Googly woogly. The chips stopped moving. I mean, again, Intel's slightly green. But yeah, they're all literally all have the same setup. And then Reddit, that started going late day yesterday. That one's still in the red. Yeah, if Hassett repeats, a lot of Fed behavior has looked political. Yeah, Hassett, rate calls would be my judgment, which Trump trusts. Did he just leak it? He was just saying how how Bassett should be is the front runner, but doesn't want it. But he's kind of talking like he already knows. That's funny. Can we listen to him? I like hearing him. I mean, just because it's kind of new. I don't know. We've never really heard him too much. Let me see if I can find him. Mr. Hassett, tell me where you been. Yeah, silver's on the rise right now. I'd keep an eye on it. I'll check the premiums here in a little bit. Because, again, they had that little drop-off there. They're either going to be at the same price as a couple days ago, or I think they should be down like 30 if they're out of the money. And then the near the monies are going to probably track. I don't see Hassett. Oh, he's at the Wall Street Journal Summit. Oracle on the high. Watch Apple too, and then China, and now Google. Has it? I think the world of Fed Vice Chair Jeff. I think the world of Fed Vice Chair Jefferson. What? What is he even saying? I don't think we could get Hassett. Boo. He likes Fed Jefferson. Is that what, that's what I'm saying? Is that what he's saying? Very interesting. Because Fed Jefferson's kind of new. All right, the China names are trying to come back up. I don't know if they're hold. SPY hit the high, then got a red. I mean, SPY's literally break even right now. So there's no gap or any of that to fill. Or I guess you already filled it. But yeah, he did not do much compared to yesterday. X-Cur. And then energy again, XOM came out. But damn, XOM was already up 3. They came up with a big update here this morning. So they didn't lag or they didn't move, but a lot of these ones in the morning. So HD moved down big. They came up. Honestly, watch Toll Brothers and the Builders, because those would be the last ones that had a move like that in the AM. Whatever light is. Light starting to pop. Lumentum Holdings. And then silver. So let's see those premiums. Yeah, silver is still down from a couple days ago, but yeah, they're getting back. They're pretty much at the breakout high. Some of the ones that are a little further out the money, they're lagging, but yeah, it's still in play. So then that's, I mean, that's the idea there. Oh, where's a Meta? Hey, Mr. Long Time, tell me where you been. Path is even going up too. That one, even though it's been going up every day, still slower. The near the monies did very well though. The Fort Knox audit, bro, I don't think, I think the next time you hear about gold, it's going to be when we have to talk about the revaluation. I still think that's on the table. I think it really just depends on what happens with the debt and then the money, and if they're actually able to bring all that in. That's going to be the real deciding factor. Because again, that was big in the, and then I feel like right when we started talking about that, that's when it started to fade a little bit. Right when, you know, the same conversation, they stopped talking about it, but then all that matters is what would happen if you revalued the gold. WDC starting to wake up. SanDisk, J&J. Not bad, Habibi. Not bad. Yeah, J&J is actually going straight up. And now LMT, and then GE. What? I'll get you a checkup in a little bit, but equal weight starting to slow down a little bit. It looks matched up with the SPY, but it's only just tech lagging a little. It's only the chips, honestly. I don't even think the rest are that bad. I didn't look at Meta yet. Yeah, Hassett underlying GDP growth way north of 3, maybe 4% plus. Meta, Meta's down 1.5. Amazon's down. I guess they're all down. Is gold going up too? Jim Cramer buying PG? No way. Is this good or bad? So what does this mean? I still like it. Again, we talked about it yesterday. I don't think it's going to hit that price. I don't know if it'll hit a 4% yield, but that would pretty much be the no questions asked point for me. But I still like it. I mean, again, it keeps dropping there. That's just that's probably the highest quality out of all of them. Broadcom and Oracle. So again, these are pre-earnings run-ups right now. Those are starting to go. They've been wondering where you been. Good morning, my friends. Happy long term. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Again, there's good, for now, there's like good buybacks and a couple of other things, but it is still, I am expecting more towards after Christmas. It gets a little wilder. But then tomorrow, that's going to set up a lot of stuff. So depending on how everybody takes Powell, I mean, like I said in the morning here, the difference is that Circle's starting to go up. They had a stable coin approval this morning or something like that, like derivatives and being able to use it as collateral. But the difference with Powell this time around is that you literally, last Fed meeting, I don't know if you guys remember, we were doing very good. The market was up. Everybody was feeling it. And then he came in, you got your rate cut, but then he pretty much surprised everybody with a lot of hawkishness. Everybody thought it was going to be a dovish rate cut last time, and then you ended up getting a hawkish rate cut. So this time around, you are going to get a hawkish cut. The difference is that you even have some people saying that if it doesn't come in hawkish, that'll be bad. And then if he comes in hawkish, you're still going to kind of have it be bad regardless. So it's an interesting take. And then this morning, the other big issue is that other central bankers are starting to parrot this idea of being worried about an uptick in inflation. So that was the other part of it. And that's why people got more on there. But then notice, people get more hawkish globally. Bonds, this is the first day they've been up pretty much since, last week? 3 or 4 days ago? So yeah, that's where we're at with it. Dell on the low. XOM still going. Again, there is an energy conference, a city energy conference. The other big one is supposed to be Goldman, but yeah, that's it. Frog, there's Fiserv. Again, if Fiserv just takes a fat candle, it's going to be the Goldman thing. I'm going to check that. So we can know. Hello, Riley. Good morning. Sipping on some Fiserv. Sit. PG, going on your tape of CD. Meta, another low. Yeah, they're doing pretty bad. All the tech, really. There's a lot more weighing down from the chips, but then the other ones are still kind of getting clobbed. No, so I don't see Fiserv on there. Let me check. SoFi, that's the other one. Is the cut hawkish because they're cutting and ending QT? No. Ending QT is actually dovish. right? So that's the thing, as we talked about here, and it kind of relates to all that liquidity stuff. But if they end QT, that means you're one step closer to QE. But at the very least now, the Fed isn't, it's going to take some pressure off of the bonds. So the QT is actually bullish. It's more supportive. It's more stimulative than not. What makes the Fed cut hawkish is that they're going to give you the doubt on the guidance. So just like he did last time where he said, yeah, we're going to cut, but then he's like, December's not a done deal. And then we don't know what's going to happen with it. And then kind of pretty much giving you a cut, but then giving you doubt on the plan forward. That's what makes it hawkish. So, and then tomorrow you guys are going to be getting the SEP. So you get a summary of economic projections. So if they start to give guidance on employment, GDP, and it doesn't look good or it doesn't look as confident, that's going to be the whole, is that industrials? Yeah, XLI is kind of just going up. But that's what's going to make it hawkish. So you're going to get a cut, but the discussion around the cut isn't going to sound bullish. Or it's not going to sound, you're not going to really know exactly what you're going to get. Now, the thing to defend that is that Powell, it doesn't matter what, more people care about Hassett or whoever the new guy, they care more about his guidance than not. But then it does give you a read on everybody else on the board and where they're at. So that's why it's interesting, because last time everybody just thought it was going to be dovish. Everybody thought they were going to get a cut, and they thought Powell was going to be like, yeah, 2 more, 3 more, done deal. But then every time, that's why even today, like the central bankers, anytime they start to bring up, we're worried about inflation, we're worried about global, this might happen, that might happen, that's what adds doubt to the future plan. And then, yeah, that's what leaves you with that. I don't know if Jamie Dimon's worried. No, I don't know. Did he? He said something about it the other day. But, and then, too, corporate credit, speaking of Jamie Dimon. So, remember, we were talking about that. Corporate credit got a little bit whack just a couple weeks ago. And then he brought up his cockroaches comments. Remember, there was those little BKs here and there? So, yeah, that's kind of faded a little bit. But that was the last Jamie Dimon you've heard. Tell me where you been. Tesla, WOK. All right, man. High ticker is getting a little bit more active. iRobot taking 2 sticks on the high. So, again, see if those Russell plays, because Russell was negative earlier. Now the only one that's lagging here is the NASDAQ. So if some of those small caps come up, seems to be like a lot that were red in the morning. Got a pretty nice bid. And then solar. Yeah, Sunrun's on the high. Again, solar installations are up like 40% on the year. There was an update there, and then the court wants to ban Donald Trump from getting rid of ugly windmills. Yeah, iRobot and solar, Boeing on the low. It says it's his first couple of lows. You just hit a nice low. Yeah, iRobot just did 4% right there. I don't know if there's a headline on there. And then restoration, that's starting to pop up there. And then Goldman going up. K-Web 2? Oh, that's still in the red, but it's hitting a high. Eli Lilly had a leukemia drug today. They had an approval on that. And then, too, bro, there's a bunch of these damn biotechs still. I think we should go over the list again. Let me find just that one with the dates. Tell me where you been. I've been long time. I've been holding, saving 10%. I have too many screenshots. Yeah. Why is it so big? So what did it say? Today's the 9th, the 10th, the 9th. So you got a PDUFA tomorrow. And then that's that list. That was the old one. I need to get the new one. But yeah, I guess you only got one PDUFA. But this whole week we started with them all. Airlines on the high. UAL, Delta. Again, I don't know. iRobot just did 10% now. Yep, airlines, CMG. Well, Chapato. Where's Sweet Greens? He's still clapped. All of them. We're going to see whether or not humiliation plays. and get a little bit of exuberance. HD went up. That was an interesting one. TLT. Well, be careful. Bond volatility is higher. So that's and then I don't know though. It is kind of crazy because it just sucks when the Fed tells you they keep introducing all of this doubt. But we kind of had a brief discussion on it yesterday. It's like, think about it. I think you're still like, even if it's quote unquote hawkish, you're still expecting 3 rate cuts by the end of next year. I think that brings us down to 3% or 3.2 on the short end. So yeah, when you think about it, right now you're trading 1% above that. Yeah, UPS did launch up here a little bit. The bonds, I don't want to talk about the plays too much. I think you guys should get a long term. But bonds and commodities are going to be like a mid macro theme. So I'm down to talk about the macro. You see what I'm saying? Where you're going to, fuck up with the info is trying to pigeonhole it to tomorrow or the rest of the week. And there is trends, and if you want to take those risks, you can. But at the end of the day, the real thing, if I were you and I'd be focused on, is the midterm and the macro. Because depending on tomorrow and how we get that reaction and what they do, and then as we start moving into a new Fed chair, commodities and then the bonds, if it either responds positively or not. But that's why I keep telling you guys, the bond market's going to get weird. There's going to be a lot of noise, a shit ton of noise, actually. And it's going to be because of the transition period and understanding the plan of the new Fed chair and how that could change this. Because, again, right now they're saying 3 rate cuts by the end of next year. But that's still a positive, if theoretically that would mean a much lower bond yield on everything else. But that's not happening, because you do get this doubt and worry, every time they remind you inflation is going to come up. There could be unforeseen inflation. All of that is factoring into it. The jolts. So again, today, I think you broke the streak of negative ADP prints, so that was decent. That come out last Hassett. No, that one's right there. A lot of people have 4 bill on housing. Hassett will be a reconciliation bill next year. So we're looking for what, 7.2? Actually, it was very low last time. Remember, I don't know if you guys remember that. What year was it? Was it 2023 or 2024? Remember when we were looking for below 7 mil or 8 mil? Yeah, that was 2024. If you hit a 6 million job openings, that takes you back to 2020. 7.5, where you're at right now, is pretty much, that was the high of 2018. Do you think I should wait till next year to purchase a home if there's 3 rate cuts, or am I tripping? No, I just wouldn't, pretty much rate cuts shouldn't be your decision. That shouldn't be your decision maker on the home right now. What should be your decision maker is making sure you're not overpaying and getting a good deal, because real estate slowed down. Usually when they're cutting rates, it's supposed to spur real estate. They want cheaper homes so that people, I wouldn't call it cheaper as much as I'd call it stable, where that's kind of what you see a lot. Again, 2018, 2019, that was a slow real estate market. Prices didn't necessarily come down unless you wanted to sell it quick, but the prices kind of held the previous year's range. They 3-5%. Not anything crazy. So I would just look for a home. I would get qualified, make sure you see what you could do with the loan, and then I would just shop for a good deal. So the best part right now, in a weird way, is if you have the means and this is a good time for you to buy, I would maybe even start negotiating on a home right now. Why? Because it's Christmas and Merry Christmas, because the holidays, houses don't sell. Right now, all these houses are just chilling there. So if people want to sell their home, they're more likely to give you a better price. Again, 2018, 2019, I would do a lot of deals between Thanksgiving and the New Year's, because then the houses stay on the market, and then, after sitting there for 30, 60, 90 days in some cases, they might be down if they're really motivated, they'd be down to take a lower price. So if anything, too, you get it. If you get 3 rate cuts, you get more rate cuts, then you could always refinance and it helps you out. But what's the alternative? So think about this. Right now, we are forecasting 3 to 4 more rate cuts coming into next year, even with this hawkish Fed, right? How come the bonds are not higher? Or how come the bonds aren't reflecting that? So the bonds are saying 4.5%, 4.2. So what does that mean? So think about what we just talked about even with the house. Because you're like, well, if I buy the house and the rates go down, you could always refinance. And if it gets better than you expected, great. You're going to refinance and save. But what's the alternative? What is the bond market saying? What is the propaganda telling you to get worried about? And then what would the outcome be? Yeah, and there's no guarantee too. Remember, we did end up following through with the amount of rate cuts that we expected this year to a degree. But yeah, that could be a lot different. Ta-da! There it is. Bonds reacting right now. Was there a bond auction? Oh, Jolts. 7.6. What the fuck? Liars. So remember, there's been a bunch of fucking firings and shit. The jobs just rocketed up. That's the highest since May. So yeah, it's supposed to be 7.2. Came in at 7.25. So apparently there is 400,000 more jobs than expected. That's why the bonds moved. Microsoft coming up. So yeah, jobs are stronger, hence why again, it's kind of related to what we're talking about right now. So think about it. Labor market is strong. Why would the bonds go down? Why would they say higher yields? Higher yields, hotter economy. So think about the alternative now is that with the whole real estate thing, if everybody's right and all these people worried about inflation, that's pretty much the outcome. That's why the bonds are higher than the Fed funds rate substantially. That's why even with pricing in more cuts, the bond market's saying no and they're fighting it because they're quote unquote worried about inflation. So do you see though, again, but think about it in your case, if you're like, should I wait for a rate cut to buy a home? Well, it's either the rates go lower and we don't get inflation, or the rates go higher and you get inflation. So either way, you kind of might want a home. You see that, but not any home at any price. That's why if you get a good deal and focus on the other factors, I think it would protect you in either outcome. All right, get a fairly priced home. If rates go lower, it stays stable. You're not going to really make much, but you're going to get a good home, and then you'll get a lower payment, get it locked in, get all that stability, and then vice versa. If everybody's right and the propaganda gets what it wants, and then you get a massive surge in inflation, there's a good chance your housing cost will probably be rising up too, and that'll either benefit you if you already own a home or at least protect you from that instability. Ta-da. Yeah, that was out the jolt. So again, economy's stronger. So do you guys see what's happening though? That's why when you get good data, it's kind of bad, because then if the economy's hot, things are going good, they're going to be like, well, yeah, then inflation's going to run. And then vice versa, economy's weak, you get any of those signs, the bonds will get a bid, because then that'll be okay, well, maybe the economy won't run too hot. But this is what we've been talking about too. We talked about it last week and a little bit to start off this. I think next year it's either going to be boom or bust. So I think if you get any inflation, it'll be because of productivity. And then if not, it'll be just damn deflation, as none of this kind of materializes. And then you'll be like, that's why they were cutting rates. A lot of things are moving though. So notice bonds got clapped off it, but high tickers running, SPY's hitting a high. And again, I mean, I don't know if you heard my reaction when that data came out. Literally just remember, there's been a lot of firings. There's been a lot of the Challenger layoffs. The ADP finally had a positive one, but last couple months, even with all this data delay, you haven't really heard good job news. People were starting to get worried again, even with that little shutdown fiasco as well too. So very fascinating. And then that iRobot's still going. Zelensky says Ukraine to Europe is ready to present plans. They're hiring at Parker Hannafin. That's good. I mean, honestly, a lot of people for a minute, man, it was getting, it seemed like the labor market was getting tight. That's why, like, it was odd when Powell played that game, because last time Powell was saying it, the labor market was extremely tight. And then we were getting all these firings, again, the AI stuff. That's what getting people worried. But I wouldn't say, I mean, the JOLTS is pretty bullish in the sense of that's a lot of openings, but everything else kind of just chilled out after that freak out in pretty much the last quarter. Google Cloud, CDAO selected Google Cloud Gemini for government to serve as first enterprise AI deployed on Department of War. Pubmatic, deal to inject ads into AI chatbot. Adweek, I've never heard of Adweek. Pubmatic moving around a little bit. That was, I mean, pretty much Confluent. I don't know if, I think you could tie in the ads to Confluent, but that's the one that IBM bought. You just do like a real-time thing. And then AMD starting to go up. That's waking up out of all the chips, and Micron. And now Citi. Sipping on some Fizzerv. All right, high-low tickers balanced out. Again, bonds collapsed after. Bonds gave up the 0.5% they had this morning. So again, just like I'm saying, you're getting like some of the front run into Powell, but yields are going to be tricky. That's why I would look at, you know, whatever happens with this plan in the midterm, and we'll see what happens after, you know, pretty much bonds, yields, commodities. That's what you want to look for after the Fed coming in the next year. But yeah, it might be weird. Hello? Why does it sound weird? Is that what I fucked with? My mic was tweaking out this morning. Futu, do you love me? Are you long term? Oh, you said they're hiring temporary workers. Interesting. I thought you said like full time. SGML. Is that lithium? Yeah, SGML kind of waking up. It's a weird breakdown. What time is it? 7:06. Let's get a checkup. Long term. Do you love me? Are you riding? So Dow Jones, you got 16 green, 14 in the red. NASDAQ, 49 green, 51 in the red. And then S&P, 315 green, 180 in the red. So again, that's why the equal weight got a little bit more of a bid this morning. But equal weight's doing better, SPY's doing good. Everything else is 50-50, even down to the Dow. I don't know about the Russell, but Russell's not doing too bad. Yeah, Russell's actually the leader, but Dow's right underneath it. Yeah, it just hasn't gotten worse from a couple weeks ago. So a lot, like Oracle chilled out a little bit, and like, but I mean, just at this point, we haven't seen anybody go bust. That's why it was weird a couple of weeks ago, almost a month ago now, because like remember, people were going bankrupt. You had like 2-3 bankruptcies in a row on some pretty sizable companies. What was it, Renovo, and then the other one? There's Renovo, First Brands, and then another. That's where that cockroaches comment came from. All right, well, you had a little bit of a data reaction. SPY popped off it. A couple of names went. Bond just one way down. ChatGPT has nearly 900 million weekly active users. The information. Yeah, that was, I forgot. What was that? The travel one with Marriott, Benedict or something? Yeah, there's 3 of all sorts of industries. That's why it was weird, and that's where, and then we had the fucking borrowing, and then you started to watch things tighten up, then the spreads, and then the damn CDSs, the core weave, all of that. Saunders, yes, correct. Thank you. So you had all of that shit start to pop off, and that's why I was like, it started to get pretty bad, and then it chilled out a little. Some are doing bad, but it's just not as bad, and then it hasn't gotten worse. The green and red, I have some special software, but then You could get it on TD Ameritrade. I think if you go to Market Watch, how do you do it? Ask Legal. Legal knows how to do it. But yeah, if you go on fucking TD, it'll tell you. I think if you do, it's one of these tools. He'll break it down for you. I'm gonna go potty, go to the bathroom, get some carbo. You guys want to party? Shall we party? Did you guys know Uncle has a Christmas song? I don't know if you knew Uncle has a Christmas song. Again, Uncle's mom don't like it, but I like it. I think it's a good one. I think it's a very good one.
Out of tune every. It's the best time of year, Chad. God bless you. Merry Chrysler, Christmas. From my family and missus. I hope you get the things that's not even on your wish list. I hope you find money doing laundry or the dishes. You a real one. The season will be great. I pray you never see traffic and you never running late. When you ask your crush out, she'll say yes to the date. And nobody getting mad if you leave food upon your plate. Merry Christmas. It got meaning if you give it some. I'm always praying for you and I'm praying for your little ones. Every time you look them in the face, no, you never done. Nah, let that be motivating. I hope every drink you get comes pre-shaken. I hope your Uber don't cancel and is really patient. If you lose your wallet, nobody'll take it. They'll return it. Yup. See, I'm just happy if you happy, G. Every sweet you'll eat this year be made from 0 calories. These are all the blessings that I wish for both you and me. So, welcome to the family. But I got a gift for the haters too. I hope everywhere you go runs out of room. I hope every song you sing is sung out of tune. Everyone is happy and you're the one that's in the mood. I hope the dinner great, you get there, they run out of food. I hope you step on Legos every time you enter rooms. I hope you meet a pretty girl, but it's just a dude. And he doesn't even tell you by date 2. Hope you can't find your keys cause someone probably stole your car. I hope your Christmas tree falls and then cause a fireball. Hope you find easy parking and then they tow your car. For no reason at all. I hope everywhere you go has construction. Everything you have to build will come with no instructions. I hope it doesn't function. I hope you miss the pothole, avoid it safely, then drive into the Hudson. I hope your family likes you less than all your cousins. I hope you're stressed, cause you're bad at trading options. Actually, I hope it hits, and then you get a gift. Then, you feel like you can't miss, then triple up your shit. Get in the money quick. Then Robinhood goes down and your orders don't submit. Then the problem still persists. By the time it gets refreshed, I hope all of it'll dip. Bye.
Huh? What's coming next? Oh, yeah. I hope everywhere you go has construction. I know the holidays could be... I think all that stuff does happen during the holidays, so be safe out there, man. I thought it was really funny. I thought it was a good mix of all of the holidays. But yeah, some people liked it, some didn't. The duality of man. I asked, so my mom, she was like, she said, why you have more bad than good? But then my dad, he said, no, he said, David wrote a many song about enemies. I said, wow, that's a good way to look at it. That's a good way to look at it. So yeah, I said, he's right. Yeah, I guess so. I got both sides of it, man. You got good and bad. So yeah, so be careful, bro. Be careful out there. That's why don't gamble. Uncle said, man, if you're gonna, why stress yourself out this holiday season? Just get it long term. Don't. Otherwise, I don't want your Christmas tree to light on fire. That's up to you, bro. Yeah, that's on. It came out today. We'll see if we could give Mariah Carey a run for her money. I think it's hilarious. Spotify on the high. There you go. reminds you of a Baby Tron song. So I know which verse you get, brother. I know which verse is for you. Bye. Merry Christmas. You got shot at going home a few nights? What do you mean? Like actually, like pew pew, someone shot at you? Are you for real? That would be, well, good thing you're still here. That's crazy. Who shot ya? Oh man, did you guys, I did watch the damn documentary. My girl started watching the Diddy documentary, and I was shocked, bro. I didn't even know half of that shit. So yeah, just fucking Diddy. I know, man. It was actually crazy. I see the hype, yeah. DraftKings waking up here. So again, you're still just right below the level when the data came out. Habibi. Gang fire? That's crazy. I'm glad you're okay. You gotta be safe out there. 3 windows got shot out. Where do you live? Oh, they did a reverse split. I was like, why is that thing at 12? Nah, bro. Oh, shit. What just happened? Ah! Wait, do you guys hear me? My whole thing just shut down. My monitor. U.S. seeks to deepen defense and energy ties with India. I think, bro, I mean, Diddy's fucking propaganda, bro. He knows the machine. I didn't know about that thing in Harlem where he had that, like, charity event and then people died. I never heard of that in my life. That's why I was like, bro, that's crazy. And then Hertz. Oh, Chicago. Yeah, stay safe out there. Stay safe, man. It's good. The Lord's been testing you this year, Cynthia. So that means good things coming. That's it. What are you going to do with it? Just keep focusing ahead, on the goal, forward. See, and y'all see, I always make Chicago getting shot jokes. See, y'all always like, no, Josh, it's not like that. But I do know there is some nicer parts there in Chicago. That's it. We got to find you a crib. First 5 keeps going. LAR too. That one's actually waking up. Actually, LAR with a decent candle. TSAT. I think it's going to chill a little bit from now. I mean, we've been here for what? Just under an hour? But it's probably slow like yesterday volume-wise. Whoop, yeah, 9 million. I mean, it's not the worst, but it's going to probably just be the same pace or slower. And then wait, we haven't gotten any of the, what's it called? We haven't had any of the banking Goldman headlines yet. So that's what you'll start to get. Merry Christmas. Any good level to take risk off commodities? I would just make it free and ride it, dude. Like straight up, like silver, that's what I would be doing with it. Because anytime, or you could take it, but I'll just tell you, I mean, sadly, anytime I've taken profits on silver, it just runs. But eventually it's going to chill out, or what happens is it like stays up and then doesn't move, and that's how you lose. Like you see this pretty much month and a half. Like, so you'll get the run up, you could get profits, and then if you don't take profits, or like you're like, yeah, I'm going to hold it, and then it just burns a bunch of time. If you're in the money, it doesn't matter, but understand what's going on with commodities. So that's going to help you make a better play in the short run. And if you really use it for the midterm and like understanding some of the macro, it'll help you just understand what's going on. This has been the weird theme. It's kind of a lot of juggling, but like you don't have inflation this year, but commodities are showing inflation. It's very odd. It doesn't really happen like this. And with bonds too. So you have commodities up and bonds down, which doesn't make sense because literally if you have bonds being clapped, that should mean inflation, but you only are getting the inflation on commodities, but then oil's not even up. So that's kind of what it is. It's just this demand for minerals, metals. Again, go look at Latin America. Everything in South America, LATAM is doing crazy, and that is kind of related to these commodities, metals, copper, silver, gold, all of that. And then there's like industrial metals, which are up, but then also bullion is up, and like people using it as a dollar debasement trade. So just understand where we're at in the cycle with it, and that's why I'm saying it'll help you understand a better play, because they're either gonna rip and keep going crazy if this trend continues, or this is kind of the final leg, and then those that are leading now are gonna give it back up, and then that'll open up room for everything else. But for now, I mean, this has been the trend for the last like year or two, but that's the leader. Commodities are the leader. I mean, gold has done better than Bitcoin. It's kind of wild. So yeah, man, that I think understanding that will help you make a better play. That's why like the barbell, the out of the monies, making it free and riding, because it right at this point it's gonna do anything it wants. And for silver though, I only believe in a squeeze. I think you're either playing this one near the money, but I think the real crazy play is if it's like a silver squeeze. Yeah, silver has a lot of industrial demand. We've been talking about it all year. Everything from AI to even before any of these wars ended, that's all part of it. And then now they're even saying it's hard to get your hands on physical silver. So even for that industrial demand, there's a short supply. That's why it's kind of squeezing. That's the only play I like for silver right now, because we hit it a couple times this year, sold early, still got some good gains, but at this point, I mean, remember just last week, I'm fucking tweaking out. I'm saying, how is silver this high? So at this point, it's either it chills and does one of those, spend the next like couple months either going down or holding this high, or it's just gonna fucking squeeze to like 70, 80, something ridiculous. But that's the only play I see at hand. But that I'm not that confident in it. So, because it's like think about what I've just said, right? It's like if the only play is a squeeze, then yeah, that's a high risk, high reward, big gamble. Hey man, yeah, we're gonna finish that today with the Philo too, man. I like it. I hope y'all did it, man. And that's why, man, I wouldn't choose the pain, baby. I wouldn't be afraid of making a mistake. I wouldn't be afraid of anything except not moving. And y'all figure it out. Your life will come to you. And no matter what, you'll get the right answers by making some movements, and it's gonna build real confidence. Fuck out of here with whatever you say and all that. Because if you start doing, it's gonna really build clarity for you. So, amen. This is the year of refinement. You make it through the fire. It's gold. Silver is not the new gold. Silver is useful. That's the crazy part. But silver is in ample supply. And then silver started at a much lower price. I own silver at like $12 to $14 an ounce. What do you mean it's $59.40 on spot? So yeah, but then again, it's add another fucking $18, $20 for physical. So if you want silver on hand, you're paying another extra premium on it, even in bulk. That's the crazy part. The Pubmatic news hitting again. That one, I mean, honestly, if there's small caps momentum, it's only up 1. That one's actually really illiquid. But silver is starting to go now. Speak of the devil. Yeah, dude, silver is up 80% on the year. That's insanity. That wasn't supposed to happen. With how this year played, you don't remember end of last year, you know, right when Donald Trump won, Bitcoin went from like what, 60,000 to like 80, right? And then it hit the new year, so Bitcoin came in starting high, and then it did nothing. And then to see gold and silver fucking beat Bitcoin, like, are you fucking kidding me? Your boy fucking Peter Schiff, you know what he, dog, I swear he emotes. I could picture Peter Schiff like a Fortnite character right now. Like, I don't get it. Believe me, I enjoy all of it. I like, you know, I've acquired all these commodities over the years, and, you know, I've treated them in their own little long term pretty much, but I would have never thought gold and silver especially, would have outperformed fucking Bitcoin. Especially if we're talking about dollar debasement, you name it. So this could be one of the reasons why people are saying inflation, because even then, you're like $200 silver. You don't want $200 silver, dog. That's again, silver is used in a lot of things. That's why it would be up a lot. But yeah, it's not that would be inflationary. But then again, oh my God, what is happening? My monitor just keeps shutting off. My monitor's tweaking out. Alright, my bad. But yeah, that would be automatic inflation to a certain degree, at least for like tech products or iPhones, anything where silver is used, and silver is used in a lot of things. That's where it would be up. But I mean, just be careful though, because like, you guys don't see the temptation. You don't know that this is what sucks about it, because then everybody only wants to buy it when it goes up. But then, like, I mean, again, the last 2 times silver made a move like this, it went down 50% and then stayed that way for a decade. So that's the problem. That's because now you got the speculators, but then this is a move unlike any other, though. Look, it's about to go above 60, but do you see this? So anytime you get like this fucking generational stick that you're having, you don't get 2 of them. It's turning into the second one above 50. That's why I was saying, we brought this up 2 weeks ago. Again, we made a play. I made another play on it. We've been playing this from the beginning of the year. So again, and not only, again, my average price is very low for the physical long term, but no, we've hit all of these gold and silver moves over and over again. They've actually done very well for us. But yeah, this is weird. That's why I just said it. I stopped freaking out above the 40s. And like, you know, and that's where we chilled out a little bit. But I was saying, you know, this isn't normal. It's now starting to get weird. And then you had the Thanksgiving thing. But when it's all said and done, just be careful. I wouldn't, you know, because again, the next question, should I buy silver long term? It's hard to say at this point. I don't like buying anything that's high and anything that, think about it. Bitcoin went up high, ended the year going up high, ended up going lower. I think the only play right now on silver is a squeeze or not. It's boom or bust. That's all it is. It's either going to fucking go 60, 70, 80, go insane and do something unnatural, or it's just going to fucking chill and die and call it a day. And then that way, it'll probably die with everything else if there's kind of a deflationary element to it. So yeah, do your thing. Gold is lagging because gold is way more expensive, went up more, doesn't have the same industrial use And it's just not, it's just a different type of demand. And then gold is already up a lot at a price that even then gold shouldn't have done that. Gold is more the dollar debasement trade. Silver is like a small portion debasement, way bigger portion AI and fighting weapons. That's what we've been talking about. You guys don't remember when we were bringing that up? I bet you I could find you the chart still. I got a lot of fucking screenshots. But that was like maybe 3 to 6 months ago. You guys remember, yeah, spot silver, record high, 59.71. But do you guys remember I showed you a chart and we were laughing at it because as everybody was getting bubble talk AI, you started to have silver drawn into the conversation. Because then they were saying silver go, and then even the war, even Israel, Palestine, when there was the back and forth with whether or not we were going to get the ceasefire, they started saying the same exact thing as well too. But let me find you the chart because we have an old one. But it's kind of funny because people, they were tying silver in to every single aspect of what was going on. It was either silver's up because of AI, silver's up because of weapons, silver's up because of dollar debasement, or they were just saying silver is up because now it's the people ran out of supply. Let me see if I can find you the chart. I want to see the date. But then this is the other chart too, because like, again, there's two types of people in the world. There's the people who have been buying gold and silver forever, and they just fucking love it, and you know they ride the wave with grace. And then you're gonna get the fucking idiots who literally top ticked it, and then it went up, and they're like, I'm the best ever, I'm the greatest, you slept on me, I hate you, I'm never buying real estate, I'm putting all my money. And then you're like, well, listen, motherfucker. So again, it took 38 years for gold to double. Then it took 12 years, then 4 years. So you got to be careful because I'm telling you, I'm over here. This is where all my gold and silver, but I never, trust me, because even when people ask me about buying gold now, I have always liked gold. My only problem is gold is supposed to be stable. Oh, it's like a dividend stock without a dividend. I would even argue you would have made more money on dividends even after this run. Like, I have a lot of gold, and it's because it's worth a lot now. But I held it for, over a decade? I've owned gold for over a decade, and I could have had 10 years of dividend reinvestment on literally Procter & Gamble, Coca-Cola. You would have made almost a way better return, and you would have had something that wouldn't have to go through this craziness, and it would have been more stable. Not that I'm against it. I need you to understand it's stable. And if it's not stable, that's just very different. And that's the difference with all of this. No, that's not it. So yeah, that's that one though. I'm trying to find you the chart. Actually, I hope it hits, and then you get a gift. Feel like you can't miss. The Robinhood goes down and your orders don't submit. Damn, that was before when did I show you guys that? Oh, that's China. Oh, I might have went over it. That's crazy. It didn't feel that long ago, but it might be. That was NASDAQ. Is it this one? No. Let's put the calls. Carvana ribbon again. They got added to the S&P the other day. It might have been sooner. I'm already on July with my screenshots. I don't see it yet, but I just have so many. This is Japan. Cash. Oh, that was buying the farm. Yeah. Holy fuck, you guys. That's terrible. So yeah, we brought this up in June. So this was what? 4 months before any locked in or anything. This was, I think so. Yeah, that's fucked up. So again, this is defense. I think ITA, I don't know if that's either another silver ETF or if that one's related to AI, and then silver. And I think that could have been the second time we brought it up then. But yeah, that's June. That's kind of insane. I thought it was, I don't know why, I thought it was more recent. But yeah, I think I have a couple more charts on it. Oh, that's most shorted. So yeah, you're like 2 quarters. There's a couple more. Yeah, silver. And then we brought it up. It was June. We kept bringing it up, and then we started comparing Nvidia and all of it. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I thought, man, time flies. So that was fucking 6 months ago. So, and that's where we were talking about just kind of the craziness of it. But then that's where we were going over more of the other factors. So yeah, it was in between here. It was even on the dip. So yeah, it's almost 100% lower there, which is nutty. All right, well, remember that June next time if we want to go over it, because I still have a bunch more of these. Yeah, dude. And then we were talking gold and silver, so I think that was the era. I think we had a couple more in May. But then again, this ties into that whole commodities are going up, but then the other inflation is not happening. You have inflation in commodities, but nothing else is materializing. Then triple up your shit. Then Robinhood goes down, and your orders don't submit. Secretary Hexeth, the new AI platform for soldiers. The future of American warfare is here. It's spelled AI. Just give me a personalized EMP. I don't want to fight no demon robot. CRISPR. SPY's not moving, but notice high ticker's pretty active. Low ticker's chilling. You got a bunch of other shit going up. Again, the Carvana is rocketing. So yeah. But that's silver, so it's starting to go. Fuck me, bro. What is happening? Well, yeah, shit, we were even saying silver today, and I guess it did it again. So that whole conversation, silver went up another 1.5%. Habibi. I'm still blown away, though. So that means it is above 60 then on spot, 59.89. So it actually hasn't broken yet. That's going to be the level, and then it might chill out, and then we'll see what happens after 60. But like, again, I think, what did I say? It was like 2 weeks ago? I had a level for you. I'm pretty sure it's like 70. And then if it rockets through 70 or even 60, I think it just goes straight up to the 80s and 90s. Or it just ends. They have to end this. Because this is not going to be... So again, that's why. Barbell, out of the money, call it a day. And then again, I mean, no locked in or anything if you were just paying attention 6 months ago. That's 100. Because remember, we had some of those plays too. I sold them early, though. But the entry was superb. Yeah, even the old ones that got clapped the other day, they all came back. No, I put a new cable. I'm using a new monitor. So I got a new monitor. I got my Black Friday monitor, but I was supposed to use this one for the AI stuff, but I wanted to try to attach it and see how it plays. Because I was like, oh, I could probably use it for both, but yeah, it just turns off randomly. Even 1,000 ounce brick or 100 ounce? That's crazy. They used to give you a discount. So up even in 2020, even in 2022. So if you bought 100 ounce silver, like you bought one of those bricks, they would give you a discount by buying in bulk, or you'd at least pay the spot price. So yeah, paying above is kind of insane. But then again, that's just word to physical silver being in demand. So it's one thing for the paper prices to go up. Like again, a lot of y'all trade in the silver futures, you're the paper price, but the people who need it and want it, you know, hey, I need silver right now to build something or whatever they're doing with it, that's where you need a higher one. You're showing, well, you're probably looking at the futures. So the futures prices are above 60. SLV is an ETF, so it's not, that's just the price of the ETF. And then spot silver, you could just go to like any website on there, and it should be like I use silverprice.org, but that usually gives you the spot price. And then if you go to like a dealer to buy it, it's gonna be higher. Mine's showing $59.94 now. So yeah, depending on where you're buying it from, they might embed their price into it. Amazon's going up. So like I'm saying, like I showed you guys the other day, you go to one of those dealers, like I'll show you mine. But they should tell you on the website, but yeah. So they have the spot price up and it'll say $59.85. And then price is $64.15. That's not bad. It came down a little bit. Dude, I'm telling you, the other day it was $18 above spot. It was fucking ridiculous. So yeah, now you're paying $4 above, which is just under 10%. So they should tell you where it's at and then what you're paying. 100 ounce is $6,100. So you're paying $1 above. That's not bad. So it's kind of normal. So this is what I'm used to. You pay 60, you're 160 over spot. That's not bad at all. And that's in stock. So I don't know. It's not even that crazy. A monitor connected? No. It's only one. I'm only using one monitor today. It's like a giant monitor, but it just keeps turning off. And then my mic got messed up in the morning. Well, yeah, silver's going. I mean, we got a little bit of a warning here earlier, but GG's, and then any old plays should be back up. Do what you need to with them. And God bless America. Tell me why. Dabe, so again, that's an earnings run up too. Oracle chilled out. Jeff is on the high. So again, watch out for any financials if they start to move. You could buy one bar. Yeah, it's not bad, honestly. So that's in Cali. That's local, San Diego. But so I don't know where you're shopping there, but $4 above. That's why I was like, no fucking way. Last week it was like that. Last week, ironically, the price of silver was lower than today, but I was seeing premiums as high as $18. But in bulk, though, it's only $1.60 above. Because if you buy in bulk, they'll give you a good deal on it. So that's not too bad, honestly. It kind of even makes me think. Because that's why just the other day when silver dropped 3%, they were saying some of the supply concerns may be overblown. Maybe that is the case, but we'll find out here in the next week or two if it actually holds up or not. But $1 above spot for mass quantity, I don't think that's a bad deal. That's welcome to normalcy. Yeah, it used to be $1 above for the normal silver. What do you mean buy bulk? You selling drugs? Huh? It's bullshit. Fucking my day, we use silver. You pour silver into water, colloidal silver. It's healthy, good for you. We used to drink silver. Now you guys are making drones and fucking blowing each other up. Stupid. Huh? A narrative could be. I mean, maybe it's just one sign of inflation. Like we said, if it goes up too much, it'll run up. But at the same time, I think it's just the AI stuff. It's AI and industrial, like that build out. I think silver should be up, but it just gets to a point where it's a little too much. That's why I'm saying either boom or bust and call it a day. High Taker's almost fully gassed. SPY is going. Global Foundries with the little pop, 20 cents. It's not loading. And then IonQ, PayPal. But yeah, SPY might get up there. Bonds are still down from the data. And we keep rolling. Yeah, Bitcoin's running up too. And then MSTR. Alrighty. What time is it? 7:45? I need to go potty again, bro. I'm hyped this morning. A lot of water. A lot of carbo. Buying up silver. Dude, people were cleaning out jewelers just for the gold shit. So that's why, like, people were going around as gold and like, you know, jewelry prices or like the commodity prices were going up. People were buying out all these things. Check Nike. Is that real? Nike just had a pop and lock, but I think it came back up. But yeah, people were just buying out jewelers and any sort of jewelry they could find just to pretty much flip the commodity price on it. Nike has an earnings. Oh my goodness. Airbnb. Okay, a couple things are going up. Let's get another checkup here. See how it changed. Remember, SPY was good. There was like 300 last time. Dow did a lot better. 11 green, 19 in the red. So it was 50-50 earlier. And then NASDAQ, 47 green, 53 in the red. So that's about the same. And then SPY, 279. You actually had more names go red on the SPY, believe it or not. But everything's back to green. NASDAQ just flipped green, 0.02. SPY up by 0.1. Russell, 0.5%. And then the Dow Jones, 0.3. Silver mine. Iran keeps going up. Silver hits record 60. Habibi. Apple gave it up, Habibi. And then the video ain't doing shit. Alrighty. Value still up or what? Came down actually, stay. So a couple things matched up. Like I said, more SPY names flipped red, surprisingly. But then it seems like more things are matching up. Obviously, commodity space kind of doing it what it wants. A couple of small caps too. Again, that momentum, the Russell, that's still in play. There was a couple of headlines even this morning with individual names. So other than that, though, I think the rest of the market's kind of lining up with each other, except for financials. We haven't got a headline from the Goldman thing. China's still weak. Snowflake kind of dipping. 60 an ounce as traders bet on lower rates. That's their explanation. Nice. CR, no, where's Sermal? And I keep rolling. Alright, I'm gonna go to the bathroom again. You guys are gonna get spammed with Christmas music. Well, I could only play you one song because we only have one. But still, Merry Christmas, Chad. Merry Christmas.
It's the best time of year, Chad. God bless you. Hey, Merry Chrysler, Christmas. From my family and missus. I hope you get the things that's not even on your wish list. I hope you find money doing laundry or the dishes. You a real one. The season'll be great. I pray you never see traffic and you never run in late. When you ask your crush out, she'll say yes to the date. And nobody getting mad if you leave food upon your plate. Merry Christmas. It got meaning if you give it some. I'm always praying for you and I'm praying for your little ones. Every time you look them in the face, no, you never done. Nah. Let that be motivating. I hope every drink you get comes pre-shaken. I hope your Uber don't cancel and is really patient. If you lose your wallet, nobody'll take it. They'll return it. Yup. See, I'm just happy if you happy, G. Every sweet you'll eat this year be made from 0 calories. These are all the blessings that I wish for both you and me. So, welcome to the family. But I got a gift for the haters too. I hope everywhere you go runs out of room. I hope every song you sing is sung out of tune. Everyone is happy and you're the one that's in the mood. I hope the dinner great, you get there, they run out of food. I hope you step on Legos every time you enter rooms. I hope you meet a pretty girl, but it's just a dude, and he doesn't even tell you by date 2. Hope you can't find your keys cause someone probably stole your car. I hope your Christmas tree falls and then cause a fireball. Hope you find easy parking and then they tow your car for no reason at all. I hope everywhere you go has construction. Everything you have to build will come with no instructions. I hope it doesn't function. I hope you miss the pothole, avoid it safely, then drive into the Hudson. I hope your family likes you less than all your cousins. I hope you're stressed cause you're bad at trading options. Actually, I hope it hits and then you get a gift. Then you feel like you can't miss, then triple up your shit. Get in the money quick. Then Robin Hood goes down and your orders don't submit. Then the problem still persists. By the time it gets refreshed, I hope all of it'll dip. Bye.
Thank you, Uncle. Bitcoin and crypto. Running. It is, bro, yep. Action Bronson and Baby Blue. You know that song? That's what it's like. Wow. I listened to that one. That's where he's like, I hope you win the lotto and lose your ticket. Exactly. I haven't seen too many songs like that. I liked it a lot. It was a lot of fun and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, man. So don't get cold for Christmas. Okay? You better be wise. You better be wise. Household debt to GDP falls to 57% amid persistent cost of living pressure, says IIF. Cool, man. Spy. Are we about to do 7? Yesterday we went 7 hours just dipping. So we'll see. Fivin. No, I thought it was Fizerve. Sipping on some Fizerve. Sip. Schwab. Yeah, Dollar General. Man, they had a bad day down yesterday. And then ripped. Josh told us he's married. Am I married? That'd be crazy. Why would I hide that? You guys act like I'm like a hot girl and I have to like, oh man, my audience, they gonna get disappointed if they found out I'm married. No, I think you guys want me to get married. You guys want me to get married, have kids. You guys are worse than my mom sometimes. So, no, I tell you, I'd invite you to the wedding. You have to bring a long term though. You're not good. Damn, why are you coming to the wedding with no long term? What do you think this is? And I don't know. Can we talk about the long term, you guys? Again, yesterday I played you the clip, bro. They're talking about the 493 now. But we should have an altar call. I'll unban you. If there's anybody who's willing, if you're banned and you're willing to start a long term, you have to not willing, fuck willing. You have to do it today. You have to make another account separate from your options trading, separate from anything. And you got to just set an auto deposit and do it. I'm telling you, if you would like to come up right now, we could have an altar call. We'll get you set up. You could start with, man, I don't know if I'd buy tap now because you don't get the dividend, but there's a lot of plays out there. Should we take a look at slick charts? Has anything gotten better or worse? I know Procter & Gamble got a little better. Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. Slow my computer down. Look at these ads, bro. You can't even see the name, bro. I can't even. Why do they do this? Why do they hide in it, dog? Oh, I guess I see the ticker right here. Hormel. Yeah, Fizzer's still at the bottom. Alexandria Real Estate, was that always on there? ARE. Spotify kind of ripping. Uncle Release, could be it. Getting any younger? I know, man. Are you trying to FOMO me into the biggest decision of my life? What? It's hard out here, guys. It's hard. I swear I even have ad blocker. I know a lot of people brought up Dow Chemicals. Conagra! I liked when Homeboy brought up Calmaine. I really liked that was actually pretty good. Smurf, Westrock, Myrna, Campbell. I don't know how I feel. I like Target still. Again, Target didn't have the dividend worries. It was UPS, but you got 1 year already. Square, and remember, you could go through the names too, that they don't necessarily have to be at multi-year lows. They could just be at a little discount. Yeah, a lot of them got better though. So a lot of these names, and then like some of the ones that were barely down, like Procter & Gamble, they got a little worse. And then the ones that were like deep red, they actually got a little better. Like CRM was down 30. CNC, I even like the UNH shit, but we got to wait. That one might be one we talk about next year. Adobe and Google. Wasn't Google red? Yeah, so Google flipped red to green. Silver's still going. Welcome to $60. Oh, man. The deposit for the long term is $3,000. We stopped raising it because, again, we didn't think above $3,000. I just think it starts to get unrealistic. I think we did prove the point. It's scalable, though, because, again, the same exact moves, $300 a month, $3,000. It didn't really matter. But we are going to raise the deposit on the small account. So we're going to go up, to $360, I believe. So right now we're at $330 on the small account. And then technically right now the small account is bigger than the big account. But, yeah. We are going to, we'll raise that one up. JP Morgan on the high. Again, financials are the ones I was waiting for today. But then Google just started to wake up. Yeah, UPS, the divvy was good. Again, we were worried it'd get cut, but that's why, like, it could still get cut, but if you held it, you already got a year of the high yield. So, it's good. And then there's a few that were down that already went up, man. It's kind of nuts. So, yeah. I think that's, and then Colt's sister, we never raised the deposit on that one and it still worked. But yeah, here's the crazy part, because we bought the farm. So remember too, that was your guys' example. Man, Silver's still going nuts. That was your example on real estate and how to do it this year. If you really wanted to purchase a home, you kind of got to see the strategy involved and how we used all the losses and everything to our advantage. And then again, rebuilding too. But this is the crazy part about it, because so literally 33 grand in the small, this is the small account. So I wish I have the old screenshots. I bet you I can find it for you. But this is the small account, and now we're doing the rebuild. But technically, this will change by like beginning of next year after first quarter. The big account will become bigger again. But yeah, this right now, the small account is the big account. And then our dividends. So yeah, man, can we do it? Can somebody start today? A lot of you have already, but like I'm telling you, man, I don't know. One is born, one is dead. Like I see it every day almost. Somebody decides to stray from the path. Another will decide to join. Yo, Merck and XLV and Pfizer. Something's going on with healthcare. Remember, so he said Merck this morning and AstraZeneca. I don't know. And then Sanofi. Yo, check. It might be that investigation thing. There was a warning this morning. And then a couple of tech names are going up. Bitcoin, silver, all of that. And then healthcare is starting to dip right now. Yeah, XLV is down 0.3. They're all kind of going down. SLB, I don't really like oil. I'm not an energy guy. I prefer healthcare and biotechs. So, because like if you're going to get energy doesn't really grow. Again, this year has been the same would usually apply for like minerals and materials. But this year has been different. I mean, we're kind of going through a big industrial shift, but I'm not necessarily a big fan of those. They just don't grow a lot. Yeah, and they are very cyclical. So it could be good for the dividend, but then the same setup applies for the same exact setup applies for like healthcare. And healthcare has a lot more upside. Healthcare could really grow. You get a dividend. So really, instead of energy and materials for the long term, I've always went with healthcare and biotechs. So I think you could justify it if you want, but like I'm saying, it just got to play a role in your portfolio. And if that is your better alternative, feel free. But I do think you have a lot of other alternatives. Do I have any deposits? No, we used them all. So yeah, again, we bought TAP, and then I remember I went a little bit extra on TAP. Then we got a deposit the month before, and then I held the cash for like 1 month. Then I just got the new deposit at the beginning of this month, and then we bought TAP and Fiserv. Same thing, small account has zero cash. So technically negative cash by a small margin on accident. I spent $20 or $50 more. But yeah, no cash, man. Remember, I held after April, after Liberation Day, we bought a couple of things, and then I didn't buy for like another 4 or 5 months. We stacked up all that cash, and then Intel came along, and then we threw all of it into Intel. And then ever since then, I have been throwing the deposits out. I've been buying value though. I bought like some deep value growth with Chipotle, Sweet Greens, and Fiserv. I put like maybe I think 30% of each deposit into smaller caps or like growth names, because we are rebuilding, and I do like growth, because some of these are, again, 60-70% off some of the deals there. I figure they'd serve us well in the long run, because I do think those companies will be around. But most of it was going now to really start dividends, and that's where TAP came in, and I'm pretty confident in TAP just because of the valuation. So, but I have no cash. I have been using all of the cash. I do want a diamond still, and by diamond I mean a real high quality, preferably like a growth name. Like, again, we've got our Metas, we've got our Netflixes. I don't know why, but I have a strange feeling that we're going to be able to get another one of those at some point in the future. So I wanted to make sure we had cash, but literally as I was waiting, it wasn't about waiting as much. It was about getting a good deal. And then one after the next, we would start. These good deals were popping up. Yeah, something happened in healthcare. All these healthcare names have just flipped. Good, bad, it doesn't matter. some more than others. Silver's still going. Microsoft early 26 will expand Azure footprint in Arizona. CLX. I like Clorox. That 4 or 5% is kind of the sweet spot. I mean, we've talked about it a lot, but if you could get a real good quality name, I mean, it's kind of nice. And that's usually like too high. There's obviously some risk with it, like UPS, Target. They went through those things. But then again, you got rewarded if you took that risk, and then they recovered. The dividend percent, we usually do like 60-40, 60% growth, 40% dividends. That's kind of the game plan we started with. And then usually we go back and forth between them, like depending on what the year provides, what's up, what's down. And that's what you guys should be doing. You should let your portfolio speak to you, and let it, like, some days, some months, some years, you're getting more bang for your buck. That's why, like, in those food plays, the consumer plays that have been destroyed, that's why I wanted to make sure I grabbed a little bit, even Fiserv, because it's just like you're getting so much more for your dollar. Meanwhile, you try to put those dollars in, chips and tech, you're not getting shit comparatively. Again, that's why, like, Intel too, we got tech, we got chips, we got the government, but we got way more for our dollar at that time. Now I wouldn't be buying Intel, right? Now we wouldn't be buying certain things. Broadcom kind of ripping. So that's kind of the idea there. So but usually about like 60% growth, 40% dividends. It all depends on your goal, right? If you want more dividends, more stability, then you go and you end up holding you just hold your dividends and you build around that. But if you're younger, you're going to hold for 10, 15 years, you might want to get a little bit of growth. So then that way it could do what some of these metas. All of that did. Or nah. Oh, the peach, baby. Bradley Frizzle and the peach. Woo! Amen. 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 I love it, bro. I love it. What is this? UI path update required? What the fuck, dude? What the fuck, bro? It's making me, I can't, like, not update it. It won't even let me close out of it. It says it's gonna update in 5 minutes. Oh, Bradley Fraser. He said, altar call, we got a peach. No, and then Josue, bro, you told me about your 100K like a couple weeks ago, remember? And I said I was gonna ban you. So, man, why are you doing that, dog? So, unfortunately, you got banned on the altar call trying to flex. So, yeah, man, I wanted people who have never made it long term. That's what I want, you guys. Can we get somebody to do that? But it's good though. Keep going, man, and maybe get a crib too. But dude, we need more long terms. You need more long terms, right, Bradley Frizzle? I think Bradley knows. Bradley got a long term. He's consistent with the peach. Imagine the long term. But yeah, so depending on what you're going for, growth and I think both of them though, because we're going for 10 years minimum, right? Really 20, 30 years, and that way you get dividends. It grows a lot. Especially if you reinvest. Like, I can't believe it. The small account, essentially, we're going to be at almost 3 deposits. Right now, we're getting 2.2, 2.3 every month. So we're saving 12 months of the year. Now with dividends, we're technically saving 14 months. Eventually, we'll be at a quarter. And then at some rate, it's going to keep going. PayPal now too in the financials. Yeah, PayPal with a little bit of a candle, and Square. So maybe something's there. They're not at the event though. Net capital paused due to volatility. What's this? Please get yourself a long term. Amen. Amen. It does make you breathe easier, especially with everything that's gone on in the last 5 years. I think a lot of people were shocked, bro. How, again, it held. It didn't matter if you had dumbass volatility. Didn't matter who the president was. It didn't matter what the propaganda was. Just saving and growing and saving and growing. It's amazing. PayPal nearing deal to become Visa's first peer-to-peer banking sponsor as Visa's long-running rights expire. CCJ and CoreWeave now. Then silver too, silver and crypto. Oh, I guess crypto's a commodity. If you talk with Fiserv a lot, they have a ton of upside if they get the CEO sorted out. I mean, again, I think it was just the bad guidance, and it was mainly because of management. But they're big. I mean, I was surprised most people don't know who they were. Because, like, I would see them. I would get involved with them. I don't know if you work with them. And this is, I'm pretty sure, public. Because I saw the update with Tencent. But I'm pretty sure they're getting some of that China exposure. Well, that's what I'm really excited. I think even TikTok. And then a lot of people don't know Fiserv does a lot of the back end there with DoorDash. So it's a fat company, 38,000 employees. I mean, that's why I said it's still risky. I mean, to go from $200, $300 to fucking $60, but I do think they will be here in 10 years. I do think the worry is that they get maybe taken off the S&P 500, but then again, I mean, it's PayPal. PayPal's still there. And we haven't bought a financial since JP Morgan or PayPal, and then PayPal kind of at that level. I still like them, but we never went too crazy, and then Fiserv just the risk to reward. All right, SPY's about to hit a new high. High ticker is almost fully gassed, and silver going through the roof. The roof is on fire. Yeah, silver. Is it one? I thought it was 80% year to date. Yeah, I do think Fiserv's. I thought it was more of that consumer. It did have to do with the CEO. Oh, they updated. Okay, my UiPath updated. I thought it was going to turn everything off. I don't know why they did that. But yeah, I thought it was more of a sign of the consumer at the time when they died. But yeah, I don't think it's that bad. I don't have a lot in it though. I mean, we have what, 1 or 2 shares, and then 15 on the small one. So we'll see. Yeah, it was after silver. It was silver started going crazy, then Bitcoin woke up, and then Ethereum, and then that's about it. But then a lot of things are broadening out here a little bit. Let's see another checkup. Remember, a couple names went red on the SPY. Dow is still 1812, 1911, still around the same. NASDAQ still 50-50 as well, and then SPY. Big money. SPY 313. A bunch of them actually started going up. I know. What was the ticker before? I know it's FISV. What was it before? I forgot about that. You're right. They did change it right away. Oh, FI. Yup. They literally changed it right away. CoreWeave going up. Oh, is that Data Bridge? DBRG starting to wake up. And now Kohl's with the popper. So a lot of things are going up. Look at the small caps. Russell is up by 3/4. So we're kind of doing the opposite of yesterday. If this could actually hold and not like fuck up, you're just kind of melting up instead of melting down slowly. Crypto and silver. Those biotechs did good too. The long term's on fire. Yeah, bro, all the silver plays now. They killed it for literally 2 days and then just rocketed. Yalla. Cole Harris. Yeah, I forgot it was FI. It's kind of funny. Sipping on some Fizzerf. LMT. Yeah, everything's starting to go up. Again, you've had it was like what 50 or 70 names went red on the SPY, but a lot of those flipped now. I mean, I guess crypto is part of it, but then it's almost everything. There's a lot of industries. I think who is it down? It's mostly like these random it's healthcare, tech, and a couple of value. That's what's and then home builders. That's what's giving you the drag. Everything else that's not really attached to that doing very well. And then not to mention Silva. That was a good talk. I can't believe that was June when we were bringing up all the other ones. And then 15 minutes till Euro close. I might start getting an early shred. Baba too. That's the other part. That's not on the SPY, but Baba, they were clapped. Ukraine ad hoc group agrees on terms of new securities. Platinum is up by 3% too. That was part of the beginning of the year as well, remember? I think it was around the June when we talked about the silver stuff. Because remember, platinum was going up, and I was like, I don't know anything about platinum. I wish I could tell you why, but I don't have the same background. Layoff announcements across 1.1, the highest since 2020. I think, did you tag me in that, or I think El Coyote tagged me in it? The part of the jolts today, and SPY hitting a new high. High ticker almost fully maxed out now. But do you guys know the job quits have fell to the lowest level in 5 years? It's pretty much since 2020. So essentially, you had it was what's it called? You had remember when everybody used to quit and then get a new job and then play that game and then get 5 different jobs at the same time remote. So yeah, pretty much people are not they're not quitting like they used to. They're a little bit more, it's like low fire, low hire, something like that. But then now people aren't, just the turnover rates have dramatically changed. So did you pay $5 to just fucking pump Bitcoin, dog? Come on, man, give me something good. But we don't want the pumps. We could talk about the Fed if you have any questions, but just throwing statements to really pump a Rooney, chat a Dooney. And we're not down a Rooney. So, all right, brother. Good morning. Good morning. Do you have a long term? Maybe I could get you to get a long term. Do you have a long term? Let me guess, crypto, right? But I mean like equities. Like, do you have a separate account, separate from everything else, that you deposit 10% of income into and then hold it for 10 years minimum? That's where lives get changed. That's the guarantee. I mean, a lot of these things are going up now. Oh, what was that other one? Healthcare is the one that's lagging. Yeah, there's no more job hopping. Oh, Data Bridge. That's the one. Let me see those premiums. Is it cool if I pump Uncle's new Christmas track? I could let it slide, just don't post any like purchases, you know? But yeah, I'll let it, that one be acceptable. Trump orders on food supply chain published in Federal Register. Glencore to ship first cobalt cargo, 3 sources say. Let me me see data bridge. You noticed what? What did you notice in the hospital? Oh, the jobs. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, dude, at one point, just a couple years ago, I mean, I remember everybody would you would leave your job, quit, go get another job. Some people would get literally 2 or 3, no exaggeration, and then you were getting these fat bonuses. But yeah, again, that's what we were saying, just like maybe a quarter ago, the labor market started tightening. That's where you kind of got that attitude from Powell about, more so, oh, we don't know what's going to happen. But there is data. I mean, there's the layoffs, the challengers, you've had negative ADPs, you've had a lot of other job reports that have came in. That's not the non-farms, but other ones come in low. Even then, non-farms, but that was part of the jolts today. There's more job openings, but then they also noticed the quits. I think it's down like 50% from last year. But yeah, people just are not quitting and doing the same thing. PayPal on the high. Remember, they just had the headline there on the NFL thing related to Visa, or taking Visa's spot. And then Russell, 52-week high. We talked about that yesterday. It broke out. So yeah, Russell, holy shit. Does that mean it's higher than last? It does this a lot towards the end of the year. Yeah, so now the Russell is higher than last year. Remember, last time it hits, even a couple years ago, I think it hit this point. Look at that. So yeah, this is the highest the Russell has ever been. And now breaking out with a little bit more momentum. So again, that little silent secret rally and squeeze we've been getting, that is materialized. So now hopefully it just doesn't hit a wall and come back down. I mean, the Russell is just there's some decent names on the Russell, but most of it is all of these just terrible ass hype names that don't make money. That's why I tell y'all I'm sure one of them or a couple of them will do very good in the long run because they're so cheap now, and maybe they go from unprofitable to profitable. But oh man, the S&P, that's your good neighborhood. But yeah, the Russell is just kind of signs of this momentum in short squeezes that we've been talking about. And then again, it's been silent. It's been like 10, 11 days or something like that. So that's why we noticed it yesterday to start off the week. I'm surprised more people didn't talk about it, but Russell was at the breakout level, slowed down a little today in the morning, but then it just took off right there. Game time. And game time. XBI, I'm waiting for a double dip. So I do think it went up a lot. That was a nice Christmas gift. And the premiums are still up, but I'm waiting for a double dip. I don't know if it's overextended, because remember, this is a long duration play. So they're even trying to say silver is going up because of the damn rate cuts. But remember, long duration, even something like a damn ARC, but real estate, biotechs, those are the kind of the higher quality long duration plays. So I think it makes sense that they're benefiting like this, but I am waiting for a double dip. It kind of went a little crazy. But then remember, end of the year here, there is no shortage of biotech catalysts. Even as we wake up most of these days, a lot of these poppers, a lot of these movers, have been biotechs. Core Weave still. Come on, give us like an Intel. Yalla habibi. Nasdaq's barely green though. And then meanwhile you have Russell below 1%, 0.8. Bonus payments are dropping. Oh, you used to be a hopper? But it used to work though. I remember that. People were like, yeah, I just left my job. They offered me 20,000 more. I've heard crazy things, but then, yeah, I've not heard that too often. Jack options on volatility. They're going, you have a put, but it's going up. That could be the case. Is it on a SPY or what? I think that you might see that on the Russell. But then be careful too, because you got to be near the money for it to actually work. That's what we talked about the other day with silver. Because that first high when we made some of those plays, someone was like, should I get puts? And I was like, you can, but the puts aren't going to really go up unless it's like near the money. And then they did go up like 30%, but none of the out of the money's moved. So just keep that in mind. If like something's like skyrocketing and you want to bet against it, you are going to have to probably be near the money. ARC. Long duration. That might be the lagging play. Low key. And then CRDO. Credo. Justin Politico names Trump the most powerful person in Europe. Well, thank you. Finally, I ended 18 wars. Hopefully another one soon. They wanted a fight. I said, I'll tariff you. Eggs. When I got into office, they said eggs. I just got here. Eggs, green eggs and ham. Ham I am. My name is Stan. I don't get it. Now nobody talks about eggs. They said release the list. I released it. But now they don't even talk about it. How come? You'll like the new Michael Saylor tweet.
I'm still trying to. Ever since I sold my teeth at 117,000, I've been trying to recover. But still, I look forward to. I think it's going to be the future. Bitcoin will be all going to be the future.
Michael Saylor. BitcoinIsHope.com. Why? What is this guy doing? Old world, new money. You got Michael Saylor, AI. I love boomers, dog. Them with AI is amazing. It's Michael Saylor. Look at MSTR's ripping off of this, dog. He's on a camel, wearing a suit, with sunglasses, aviators, and an orange tie. He's in the Middle East. Oh, that makes it a lot more culturally appropriate. He like, I heard y'all like camels. So as a show of respect for your culture, y'all should buy Bitcoin, but old world, new money. Shukran, Habibi, shukran. You know what else runs? Bitcoin. Shukran, Bitcoin. Okay, Michael, what you say? Michael. We like money, Michael. We'll let it slide, Michael. Please, Michael. Oh, Michael. I mean, dude, everything small cap Russell is doing great. Some of the ones, like the bigger cap ones that were kind of like MSTR is a great example. That were like being down. They're doing a little bit better today. Sadly, we just need to make sure it holds. So if it don't hold, then no good. But if it holds, it's very good. Very good. SPY's moving a lot less though than it. We did have a couple names go up. BLS December real earnings to be released January 13th. This is good. Pretty much after January, I think the data normalizes. And then we get back on schedule after everything that's happened. Hey, yo. Oh, dude. Have y'all heard fucking Michael Burry? Dude, I'm tripping out. He did a podcast. Bro, he did a podcast. And I realized I've never heard this mother effer talk. Do you understand? He wasn't as bad. He didn't have the little Wall Street lisp, the sassy lisp. He didn't have it, but he sounded like a nerd. But like we all sound like nerds. Hi, my name's Jazz. But dog, I've never heard him. Like I never really realized it.
It's because I have to hide my real voice so we can save Gotham.
Okay, calm down, Michael. Let me see him. Let me get you a clip. I've never heard him. That's why I was tripping out. Give me the media. Let me hear him.
The Big Short legend Michael Burry is...
No, that's not it. Where is the fucking clip? Michael Burry, he was talking about Bitcoin. Yeah, are you ready? Because I don't know. Have you guys ever heard his voice? Most people haven't. He hasn't. I don't know if he goes outside or shit. I don't know.
Your institutional pessimism, does it lead you to, like, I don't know, Bitcoin or gold or one of these
when he starts saying
refuges that
I think
this is him.
That Bitcoin at 100,000 is the most ridiculous thing. That sane people are sitting on TV talking about Bitcoin. They're just casually, it's 100,000. It's down. Now it's 98,000. It's not worth anything. Everybody's accepted it. It's the tulip bulb of our time. It's worse than a tulip bulb because this has enabled so much criminal activity to go
Burry, the real
deep under.
So where do you hide with your money? Do you have gold?
I've had gold since 2005.
Okay, sorry. Your institutional pessimism, does it lead you to, like, I don't know, Bitcoin or gold or one of these refuges that
I think that Bitcoin at 100,000 is the most ridiculous thing. That sane people are sitting on TV talking about Bitcoin. They're just casually, it's 100,000. It's down. Now it's 98,000. It's not worth anything.
Isn't that crazy? I've never heard him. It's my fault, bro. This whole 2 weeks, I was expecting that Batman voice. That's why. Oh man, now I'm hiccuping. I don't know what I really did think he was gonna sound like Christian Bale. No, I think he's legit though. Don't he got like a little Asian wife? That's how you know. I think he's really smart. You know what I'm saying? I think he really you call him Stuart Little? Oh my god. Stop it. I need to hold my breath. You're gonna give me hiccups. Oh man. Yeah, him and Zuckerberg got the same thing. Mm-hmm. He sounds like a mom. Oh my gosh. Fuck, he does kind of sound like SB. I want to hear Sam Bankman. I haven't heard Sam Bankman in a while. I can't wait till Sam Bankman get out of prison. West Side! No, he's going, what if Sam Bankman, bro, what if it molds him? Sam Bankman is either going to get worse and his love for cucumbers is going to develop, or he's going to go the other way. Y'all know that, right? It's either going to make him more or it's going to be fascinating. Can I get a Sam Bankman clip? Let's see. How do you hear? Sam Bankman, New York Times. You remember that? He's like, we would just drink beer. Now I'm squealing, so can't talk too much shit. Yeah, 3 years ago. Remember? The homeboy got fucking indicted. Blew up everything. High out of his fucking mind. And then they're like, put him on the NYT thing and let's ask him easy questions. I still haven't shaved. I'm so glad I started losing my hair, though. This guy did a disservice to my fucking... He put it bad.
Whether that's a futures position, a spot position, a borrow...
He kind of does sound like Burry.
You know, what the exchange
a little bit. I like
was
Burry more.
From all of those positions. Alameda Research was, one of those that put on positions there. And as I try and reconstruct this, over the last month, I have limited access to data, but my view of it, from what I have been able to see, is roughly that, basically, look, a year ago, Alameda had, I think,
OCG, Oriental Culture Holding. Yeah, Netflix coming up off the bottom. And then you have a headline on Egypt. I did hear, no, that rumor is true. They're I don't know, I guess we can't confirm it, but yeah, there was a rumor that they had like weird sex parties, like Sam Bankman, like nerd sex parties. So it would, like, honestly, like, I don't support Diddy. I think Diddy's kind of crazy too, but like, yeah, no, these were like even weirder. I think it was just like a bunch of nerds all sharing Squidward. I don't know how to describe it any other way than that, but to each his own. It was weird. And then you could tell how far they have fell when they were doing weird drugs, bro. That he would take, what was it? He was doing Parkinson's drugs. You know that? He was doing a patch that was to cure Parkinson's, like literally, and that was like his way to get high. He said it like helped him with focus or something. But like, dog, I've never heard that in my life. I've encountered people fucking huffing paint, but no one's been was it SARMs or something like that? Oh man, crazy guy. Papa Parky. A Parkinson's. No, different. Michael Burry is a genius, though. Y'all hating, okay? He figured it out. Even Michael Burry figured it out. He said, fuck Wall Street. Fuck CNBC. He said, I'm going to make a Substack. But, like, I told y'all, Michael Burry is the best value investor. That's it. One of these days, his shorts will hit. That's fine. That's not what you should bank on. This guy is telling, if you go look at all of his value plays, it's all value. All value. This guy is just value. He's Warren Buffett. He just don't want to be Warren Buffett. That's why. Again, if I had Christian Bale play me in a movie, I'd be buying puts every quarter. I would. I'd be like, you don't understand. So, but like, yeah, no, he's a value investor. You gotta get it where you fit in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should do push-ups. You gotta get cleansed from that conversation. Too much, man. Sam Bankman. You saw on the high. Sipping on some dessert. Chat, get a push-up in. Stand by your desk. Do 10 push-ups. Move your hips around. You know that? Hips, your ribs, your back. Relax your eyeballs. Stare away from the screen. 10, 20, 30 seconds. Or feet away and just blink. Just blink a couple of times. Oh, I needed that. Wow. Did y'all? Maybe we should bring back the optometrist recommendation. You know that? You guys should really look away from your screen and just stare at something away and blink. Oh, wow, it feels good. Chest to the sun, it works. I don't know why I still have hiccups. I guess I'm just excited. Yeah, I gotta do a couple of stretches. I don't know if we have propaganda. Ain't nothing but a long track. See, I need to show you these stretches, bro. Brookfield CEO on the Fed.
High because they were dealing with inflation. I think rates will continue to come down through 26. That'll be good for capital markets. It will be good for real estate. It'll be good for real assets. But the underlying fundamentals of the economy are actually pretty positive. And that continues today and has been getting better, I'd say month by month, quarter by quarter. But interest rates should come down because they're unduly high from where they should be in a normal environment at this point in time.
All right. Bruce Flatt, CEO of Brookfield, thank you so much for joining us today from the Goldman Sachs Financial Services Conference here in New York City. Really appreciate your time. Carl, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Leslie, thanks. Important conference. That's our Leslie Picker. When we come back, how YouTube's streaming dominance might pave the way for the Netflix Warner Brothers deal to go through. We'll explain that one after a short break.
Come on. Dun, 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 dun. Oh. The dragon breath. Breathe in really deep. Go. Breathe out with your tongue out. Do the dragon breath. Go. That one's good for you. If you've never done the dragon breath, it relaxes your jaw. Oh, I'll teach you guys another one. Are you ready? Are you guys ready? Do you want me to teach you how to calm your nervous system down? It's counterintuitive. You're gonna you need to follow step by step. You know what you do? Breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then don't hold it right away. Go breathe out for 10 seconds through your mouth. Go. Do 3 of those and tell me you don't feel it. 4 seconds in, then right away 10 seconds out. That's it. That's 14 seconds of breath. Do it. You watch it. It'll calm your nervous system. It's a relaxer. You don't hold it. You don't do none of that. Just 4 seconds in, 10 seconds out. It's a ratio. I need to do my other stretches, dog. You hit a dragon breath.
Percent gold is up $26 the ounce, 42.16, up 0.6%. Cannot ignore the surge in silver today, up 3.9%, 60.44 for an ounce of the silver metal. West Texas Intermediate crude oil down 1.1%, 58.20 a barrel on WTI, and Bitcoin right now up 2.9% at 94,000 even right now on Bitcoin. Wall Street's looking ahead to tomorrow's Fed decision with the debate jobs versus inflation. Jeffrey Cleveland is chief economist at Payden & Regal, and he was a guest moments ago right here on Bloomberg Intelligence.
People are still too probably fixated on the inflation story. We think that is a rear view mirror issue. And, when we look at the drivers of inflation, we're optimistic that in 2026, inflation will move lower. So core inflation, it really has been stuck around 3% this year. That's true. But we think it can get back closer to 2% by the end of next year.
Jeffrey Cleveland of Payden & Regal. Home Depot offering cautious preliminary guidance for next year, a sign that the home improvement retailer does not anticipate the housing market to rebound in the short term. Company expects comparable sales growth to be in a range of flat to up 2% for the year, below the average of estimates compiled by Bloomberg. Recapping, the Dow, the S&P, NASDAQ all higher. S&P up 12, up by 0.2%. I'm Charlie Pellet. That is a Bloomberg Business Flash.
All right, Charlie Powell, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Scarlet Fu, Paul Sweeney. We're live here in our Bloomberg Interactive Broker Studio, and we're streaming live on YouTube as well. Boy, one of the big stories here over the last couple of weeks has been Warner Brothers Discovery putting itself up for sale. And there's not one bidder, there's 2 bidders. We've got Netflix, of course, and then Paramount is still very, very much in the game here. So we've got an old-fashioned kind of bidding war here. Our next guest, one of the most highly respected media analysts on Wall Street for a long time. And I think the value that I really find from her research consistently over the years is she's not afraid to be out of consensus here. And I think she's got a non-consensus call here that even if you don't agree with it, it makes you think. And that's the value of a good analyst. Laura Martin joins us, senior analyst at Needham Company. Laura, as it relates to Netflix, do you think they should even pursue this deal here?
Yeah, so we published a note this morning saying no, that the big Warner Brothers would create cultural problems at Netflix. Netflix has about 14,000 employees and Warner Brothers is about 35,000, some of which they wouldn't be buying, but it would be about twice as many employees from, let's call it the old world, the 50-year-old studio, who really is averse to taking risks, and they really do things the old-fashioned way and siloed, competitive, internally fighting culture. And that isn't Netflix. Netflix is sort of single-purpose, disruptor, everybody on the same page, move fast and break things, iterate if you get it wrong. And I just feel like the culture that Warner Brothers is an anchor, would be an anchor to Netflix at a time when generative AI technology risks are collapsing timeframes into weeks with the changes. So we think the next disruption created by generative AI requires really fast reaction times, which Netflix has the fastest in media, and it would really slow their reaction times if they suddenly brought on twice as many employees that were stuck in the 50-year-old business model of the Hollywood studio.
And you quantified the drag that this would have on Netflix. What does that look like?
So, I mean, I think what we're saying is that the $83 billion purchase price that they would pay to buy Warner Brothers would add another, that cash would be at risk of not returning its capital because they would bring all these cultural problems and envelop the entire consolidated $400 billion entity.
I like it.
Laura, so as it relates to Gen AI, is that a friend or a foe to Hollywood, to the media companies?
Move around, baby.
Yeah, so to date, Paul, what isn't different about Gen AI is it's being used as tools by humans. In which case, it's not different than the web. It's not different than our smartphones, our Apple phones, our flashlights and communication devices and they replace Thomas guides. So they're utility. So far, Gen AI technology has been a tool or a utility for human beings. I think the vision of Sam Altman at OpenAI, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg over at Meta, is to have, and certainly, of course, of NVIDIA, is to achieve what's called superintelligence, where machines train machines, in which case it replaces people at some level. It does better thinking, faster, it's less emotional. So if that comes true, and they're saying that's 10 years out, that's superintelligence, it would actually replace humans. But near term, it's just like the other three technological disruptions you and I have seen, where it makes our life better. It's a tool for humans to do faster, better, safer work.
So Laura, you make the case that Netflix doesn't need to buy Warner Brothers Discovery. It would be adding an anchor, and it would drag it down because it's this disruptor. What about Paramount Skydance? Doesn't that argument also apply, or does it not?
It does, but the distinction I would make is Netflix is large enough to go it alone, and with generative AI collapsing timeframes, their culture is really well suited to the technological, the future of the next 5 years. P-Sky is subscale. It probably can't survive without bulking up, and it doesn't really have time to build in a generative AI world, because it's just too small and change is happening too fast. So it needs to bulk up and buy in something. We think they could get it closed in 6 months, because we think the senior Ellison is good friends with Donald Trump, and he would have it sail through regulatory. So it would happen faster, there'd be less uncertainty, and it would allow P-Sky to survive. So I think they have to take the technological risk, because they must have scale, or they're gonna die. So they might die because I'm right about the culture problem and the anchor problem, but they're going to die if they don't buy something anyway. So it gives them a better chance to survive, I think, to buy Warner.
And Laura, you followed Netflix since its inception here. This is a company and a management team and a board that's been pretty adamant. They'd rather build from within than buy. What do you think has changed here? Because this is a huge turnaround for this company strategic wise.
Paul, I really wanted to write a note that says dogma is bad. I mean, they said they'd never do advertising. Now they do advertising. They said we'll never do live sports. And now they broadcast NFL games on Christmas Day. And then they said, we don't like the Hollywood, we don't like the theatrical window, and we don't want to release any films in the theatrical window unless talent, like directors, force us because they want Academy Award consideration, which is a requirement to get an Academy Award. You have to have been released in theaters. So that is really hurting them. And those words are really hurting them with the talent community So when they say we will never do something, please take that with a grain of salt because they often reverse themselves completely 180 degrees. And it's really, those words about the theatrical window are really hurting their, hurting the feedback loops with talent, like big talent, like Jim Cameron and Scorsese, like all these people that really are big talent. They all want a theatrical window.
Yep.
And Netflix, they're scared to death that if Netflix bought Warner's, the theatrical window over 5 years would go to zero.
All right, Laura, great stuff. Thank you for making some time available. I know this is going to be a very busy time with this deal going on here. Laura Martin, senior analyst. She covers the media industry and really the confluence of media and technology. She's been on top of that for a long time at Needham & Company. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it seems like both of these companies really
They're
want
both
the company.
very determined. She mentioned theatrical releases. I just watched Jay Kelly, which is a Netflix release. Of course, it did get released on the big screens first, and then it was released on streaming, and maybe like an Oscar contender for George Clooney.
Yep. Okay. Very good. I mean, there's a ton of stuff out there. Netflix feels the need that they need even more. They need to own a studio.
They want respect in the Hollywood industry.
I guess. Whereas they started off saying, "Nah, we really don't care about that. We're based up here in San Francisco. You're down there in LA." So we'll see how that plays out. We'll be on top of it for sure. This is Bloomberg.
Through 2030, now targeting $25 billion in earnings growth by 2030 from 24. That's a $5 billion increase from the previous plan. Right now, the stock actually close to the highs of the day, although I don't think Jim was as constructive on it, but they're going to double Permian production in the next, say, 5 years.
All right, market likes it so far. Another mover, Fifth Third Bank. And private fintech firm Brex announcing today a new multi-year partnership this morning that will bring AI-powered finance to Fifth Third's commercial banking clients. A deal they say that will unlock $5.6 billion in annual commercial card payment volume. Joining us now in a CNBC exclusive on the news, Fifth Third CEO Tim Spence and Brex CEO Pedro Franceschi. Brex also a member of CNBC's 2024 Disruptor 50 list. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Tim, what does this partnership mean for Fifth Third from a revenue perspective and a customer perspective?
Yeah, good morning, Sarah. Considering what you were covering in your last segment, I'm going to say it's the payments version of the Netflix Time Warner deal. You get the scale and distribution of one of the largest payment banks in the country in Fifth Third, and the speed and innovation of one of the truly cutting-edge fintech platforms in Brex. And what it means clearly for us is the opportunity to transition what has been a fairly conventional commercial card processing business into really an AI-enabled spend management platform, which should have a huge impact on our ability to continue to grow spend and deliver more value for customers.
Maybe without the antitrust headaches, Tim. I think you'll agree with that.
Fair enough.
Okay, so Pedro,
we can only hope to grow that big.
What does Brex get out of it? Obviously, you're bringing your capabilities and sort of leveraging the startup relationships that you have and the tech relationships. How do you benefit?
Yeah, so for us, what's really exciting about this partnership is just the scale that it brings to Brex and the technology that we're bringing to customers. So one of the things we learned over the years is that if you look at the commercial businesses across the country, there's tens of thousands of mid-sized businesses that are Fifth Third's clients today that still run their finances incredibly manually, mostly using Excel spreadsheets and chasing receipts and having slow accounting closes. And with this partnership, really what's exciting is they're getting this 10x leap in financial tools with corporate cards that control spend before it happens, and AI that just automates away a lot of this busy work.
Right. So we got two. You said AI is overrated. Why do you think so? Tell me more. Because I do think there's a lot of overhyping in some areas. I mean, that's why we talked about the corporate credit stuff as people were getting worried. Because, I mean, you'll find out in, 2 more years from now? 3 more years? A little bit less? Just because all these people that borrowed money and, they put hundreds of millions of dollars, if they can't repay it, well, there you go. That just goes to show AI. But I do feel there is some legitimate developments, unfortunately to some, because it even brings up a lot of other concerns. SLDE, that's popping a little bit. But, and then after listening for 5 years, I finally started taking the long term seriously. Tired of blowing accounts. Regretting not putting my wins into the long term. Amen, bro. For real. And then again, too, you control your budget for the trading. If you put 10% of your 10%, it's almost impossible to fail. And then then you really start to hit good moves. It's going to give you a lot of upside, and it's awesome. I think it's still, I still have that. Dude, I have one of my small options accounts. I mean, it's literally holding up 1,000% on the year. And that just goes to show. That means you could turn a small account into a big account. We've done that several times. That's how even one of the first trading accounts. So I'm not trying to discourage you guys from trading. I am trying to encourage you to do it the right way. And you got to have a good balance, a budget, and it's not sexy because you're going to feel like you're limited with a smaller amount, but that's so that you are always in the game and you're not going to fail. And even if you do fail, you're going to have ammo. Lose the battle, win the war, my brothers. But yeah, for real, the long term, especially after these years, man, and what I'm even expecting with, all these opportunities in the 493, bro. Like, I'm telling you, I remember many times, just like look back now, when we go and look back, and there's so many of these companies that you all know about, and they were dirt cheap. So to lock them down for 10 years, bro, and build around there, you're not going to regret it. And it's going to open up more doors. You get confidence too, like we talked about, even with the philo, man. You build confidence through action. You don't need to talk confident. You don't need to do none of that. You get really confident by actually doing it and making a move. And I'm telling you, it's going to eliminate the fear of what to do with money. You're going to not have to do, what do I do? What do I do? It's because you're going to really build a real plan with the long term. That account grows. It's going to give you more confidence, built-in truth and clarity, because you saw what it did. And then it's going to change your mind, because then you're going to start thinking, you're going to be like, well, shit, I could either do this, I could take my risks here, or I could make sure I have it forever. And then that's going to open up the doors for real estate and everything in between. But like I said to start, man, I think some of you guys, we have good information for trading. We're going to be here every day. I mean, there is a lot of opportunities to trade, and I'm not against it. I am against being foolish. That's where the fucking gambling comes into play, because only a gambler is going to start using all of their money. You guys understand that? That's something, even when y'all would watch me trade a lot. Budget, balance control. Budget, balance control. Watch your cash balance. These are all important things. And I'm telling you, if you're willing to take the pill, the medicine, then it's going to work out well for you. And the medicine is you using your budget wisely. You got to be putting 90% of that savings into the long term. Don't tell me you're going to do anything beyond that, because then it's like, dude, if you can't imagine if you got a good seed, it's gonna produce 100 times over. That's how it works. If it's a bad seed, it doesn't matter how much you fucking put down on it. And that's the problem, because you see people, again, can you make big money? Yeah, if I hit this one play with all my account, I would have made this. You could do that every day. There's an opportunity every day to think that way. But the realistic way is that you control your balance. You make sure you protect your money. You're going to be able to speculate with a small portion and let it grow for you. But a lot of people aren't willing to do that, and that's where problems arise from. But then again, those that I know who have done it, controlled their balance, been wise, they've grown it, and meanwhile, you're making sure you're getting exactly what you should from the stock market. Equity, growth, appreciation, value, all these things. So I love it, man. I love to hear it. That's why I say I want some altar calls today, man. I want to see some long terms. The best thing you could do right now, create a long term. And then, even then, separate it. Make sure you do not mix in your long term with options account. That's another way to get very, very confused and get the temptation, and then not have your budget, and confuse your budget. But if you separate them, easy to track, easy to monitor, easy to be less tempted, and then you'll have one account just going straight up. It's one of the greatest things, brother. It's one of the greatest things. Let me see if I can find it. I want to find the old long term. Where's our TOS screenshots? Oh. Yeah, look. So this was from 2023. That's what I'm saying. That's where I think a lot of people got surprised. And listen, man, before you know it, the time is going to go by. You realize, did any of you think you were going to know me for 5 years? It's already been 5 years, motherfucker. 6 years. The time is going on, bro. The time is going on. You can make a separate account on Robinhood, but I don't know your discipline level. I think it would be better if you just put it on a separate platform. Just use your Robinhood for trading if you're going to do that. But I know you can make separate accounts in Robinhood. They've added that recently, but Robinhood is not, it's a tempting platform. And then if it's all there, I don't know how they calculate it. I know they always tell you your buying power, and they're quick to show you how much your buying power is, and that confuses people. But you want to make it easy, you want to make it separate, truly separate, I would just go open up a Schwab, a E-Trade, a Fidelity, again, one of these legacy brokers, and call it a day. I like Fidelity or Schwab. Those are the long terms that I have. And then that way too, if you follow along with what I'm doing here, I mean, it'll be easy to track just like this. But yeah, look, this is the small account. That's what I'm saying. It's ironically, the small account is now bigger, but remember we had to switch from TD Ameritrade to this. So yeah, beginning of this year, the account was at like 15,000. Today it's at 33. But this is the part. Look, we didn't break 5K until the end of 2020. So again, this was just $200 a month. That's what I'm saying. Some of y'all, well, you may think you don't have a lot, but that's the whole point. You can grow it slow, and you're not going to lose it. It's, again, we have plays that went down. It's not like every play was perfect, but it's not like you're getting wiped out like an option, and then even a small amount of money, and then it seems slow. You know, we get a 5K. Another year, we get around 10K, and then we spent 1 year of it not going anywhere as the market was doing its thing. And then middle of June, you're at 10K. And then you end 2024 with 15K. And then you are going to end 2025 with 33K. All from your $200 to $300 a month. You're going to be, God willing, you are here, brother. God willing, you stay alive. The time is going to go. You choose your pain now or later. That's what I'm saying. You deal with the pain now of going slow. You eat some shit for a little bit, you're going to feel the pain. Would you rather feel the pain now of going small and feeling like you're missing out, or would you rather pay it with regret down the line in a couple of years, which are indeed coming? You know, the years are going to keep passing. So if you start it off, get through this now, build it, bro, you're going to be good. I like TD Ameritrade. They just moved it to Schwab. I don't think anybody has a TD Ameritrade. That's what that was. So they made us move TD Ameritrade from there. Was this the dividends? Yeah, look, we were getting $400 a month, a year, and now that's even at $700. So again, we were even able to double that up almost. But that way too, even though we saved $200, $300 a month, we now have 2 months of deposits. Broadcom and Ethereum again. So yeah. I have heard of M1. M1 used to be big back in the day. That's what I was saying when like everybody on YouTube was all about dividends and growing. It was less gambling. Everybody would bring up M1. I just think you could do it a lot easier yourself. And like M1, they put you in like baskets, but it's not the worst. But if you want an OG account, the way most people have it, it's simple. You could even buy the SPY. We missed that opportunity at the beginning of the year. Some of you took it, but you know, having an account, controlling it, doing it there, it's as simple as buying a couple of names you know about and holding. That way too, you get the full flexibility. You know what you own. You could get your dividend reinvestment. So I think how I show you is the best way to do it. But that's my take on it. Again, if you don't have enough time or knowledge, people do what I do with like put it into an account and then they do like an ETF. But I really don't think any of this is like unaccessible. And that's why like I would encourage you, especially if you got a gambling problem, lack of discipline. It's like, bro, if y'all are going to be here, I would encourage you to rise up to that level to be able to pull this off. because it's not great. You still have a TD, bro? What? How? They haven't made you switch yet? M1 has the beginning of day, so you can't freak out midday. Well, that's the thing, you guys. This is what I'm saying. I encourage you to elevate. I don't think you need that guard. Like, do you have a governor on your car? Does your car go past 65 miles an hour? I want you guys to rise to this level where you should be able to make an account, even have fucking margin on it, and you should, because it's simple. All you do is log in when you're gonna buy, and that's it. Put an automatic deposit from your bank account, and then hold. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't think none of this is unaccessible. And the longer, and the sad reality, the longer you don't discipline yourself, the problem's only gonna get worse. You see what I'm saying? I would argue you borderline need to be able to do this. Because it's not, again, it's emotion. Most people, the problem with emotions is they get overwhelmed and then they don't invest at all, and it gets confusing. But I don't think that's the problem for some of y'all. But I do think you guys have to be able to, you should have this discipline where, what are you telling me? If I give you a pile of money, all you're gonna do is light it on fire? You're better than that. And I mean that in love, because for real, I think you guys have knowledge. You understand the market, even to the point, if you could understand an option contract, holy shit. You're not giving yourself enough credit, because that is big. So that's what I'm saying, bro. I would definitely make sure you don't play yourself and step up to the plate. You need to prove to yourself and to everybody that you could put 10% into account and not touch it. That's it, without moving it. And because again, we're not day trading. Every purchase we've bought, you guys have seen me do it. Buy, don't even touch it. Only time we touched it was to buy a house. And that way, if you could do it like that, it's gonna reward you and it's gonna build the discipline. And remember, every time you take that step in action, it's gonna strengthen your will instead of weaken your spirit. That's exactly what the philo was about yesterday, right? Every time you deposit, every time you stick with it, you get emotional, you stick to the rule, you stick to what you're gonna do, it's gonna make you stronger and stronger and stronger. Now we're not gonna have a conversation about, I can't have money without lighting it on fire or spending it or doing something, because that's what's gonna separate you. And if you wanna build wealth and keep your wealth, this is gonna be a necessary skill. My best case, my best consolation I could give you is hide the money from yourself. And that's what one of these accounts would be. You take money, put it somewhere, let it grow, put it in the right place, and just ignore it. Try to change the password even. But, this is going to require some of your active management. But it's, again, once a month. At this case, I think this year we've made, 4 or 5 decisions this year. So we're doing like one move every 2 months. And then that would have been golden. Last year we did a lot more. I think we did like 8 or 9 moves in the year. But yeah, one move every 2 months. It's not too bad. And that's all we're looking for. And I think you all have that in you, man. I think you all have it in you. You give me a pile of money that's just gonna spread out correctly. Well, that's good, bro, because that's the thing. You guys everybody has this problem in a different way. This is the starting. This is what I'm saying. I would love to watch you guys start crawling and then start running. You know what I'm saying? Where very simply, the two issues are people can't hold the money, right? And they get money in account, they get tempted, they spend it, too emotional, Oh, right? Can't let the money sit there. The other problem is people have money, but then they're too scared. Then they don't know. There's some people, you guys could hold money better than anybody. You had a pile of money, you're not gonna light it on fire, you're gonna fucking put a chastity belt on it, lock it in a cage, and then you're like, I can't let it go. What happens to this? I don't wanna know. What do I do? What do I do? Right? People get worried. And that's both sides need to be able to do this. You need to be able to not blow the money if you have it, And then you need to know and have confidence into how to grow your money. You not be confused, not be worried, not be scared to grow your money and get it working for you. So this is for both sides, and these are your necessary skills. And I don't think it's above any of you. Trust me. I'm telling you, I've taught this to thousands of people, and they have mastered it. And they didn't all start this way. So do it, do it, do it. Went through both. Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens. And that's why too, I'm glad for the last last few years here, because now for the people that would get scared and would get money, would save, would do the right thing, hopefully you see how you could grow the money. And it's just like, get it out there, get it working. The thing that makes this so easy is that none of it requires a lot of action, right? Whether the problem is not keeping the money or the problem is keeping too much, it's just little by little getting it working, putting it out there, and you see what's happened. You've seen it objectively, and you've witnessed it in the hardest environment in the last couple of decades, bro. You've watched it for 5 years in a row. And that's what I'm saying. It's not, you got to think about it. Not everybody started off good and they did very well. And it's just by sticking with it. And then some people do good and then they'll stray away from it. And you see, all you got to do is just stick with it, and it's gonna work for you. Don't work against yourself, and let it go to work. Yeah, man, Google's running. What time is it? 9:10. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Yeah, wait, Beefire, do you still have a TD Ameritrade? Are you sure? Can you, does TD Ameritrade even load up? Yeah, you could have a, what's it called? A Thinkorswim. But dude, there's not even a TD Ameritrade website. Oh, there is. There's an email. There's but it just all leads to Schwab. The BA option contract? I have no idea. Didn't you ask me that the other day? I think you're going to have to call your brokerage, but I don't know the terms of that deal. But yeah, it's not what we're talking about. Get a long term. That's on the low. And then Google started waking up. Silver's still going, bro. Hey, happy Honda days. Oh, are you Canadian? I think Canada might have a TD Ameritrade still. The reason for the sell-off in healthcare, I don't know. There was a comment earlier about kind of delaying that healthcare deal and that plan between, because again, we are going to have to deal with the government shutdown stuff earlier. And then there was something about people with RSV stock, vaccines. They got a warning or some sort this morning, but that only affected a few of them. Yeah, you have a Canadian American. Well, there you go. That's why. You mother effer. I love TD Ameritrade. I missed it, bro. I missed it, man. I love that. TD Ameritrade was the best for the long term, bro. Schwab isn't too bad, but there was something about TD Ameritrade. I don't know if it was the colors. I don't know, just how it looked. I loved it, bro. But yeah, I think you can. If you're Canadian, you still have access to it. But yeah, the healthcare, there was that one piece of news, then the ACA stuff, the healthcare, and that's leading to the shutdown discussions for the end of the year. And then too, they have been outperforming, but they all started to get knocked a little bit. Are you Canadian? He said he has an American-Canadian one and it still worked. part of the crazy this year? Well, it don't matter how you start. It matters how you finish. That's the reality of it. That's why, I mean, I think this year was really cool. We got to learn a lot. You had a lot of opportunity. You had a lot of opportunity to go out of bounds and then get on the right track. You had the opportunity to ignore everything. You had the opportunity to just follow along. You could have done whatever you wanted. But I still believe that this year was a warm-up. It was a crazy opportunity in so many ways. But like I'm saying, it's all led to another one. I can't believe how much value is really on the table right now. And then now too, if for those that really got to secure it, I mean, again, like I was just showing those accounts year after 5,000, 10,000. Now, you know, people are starting now. They got a year of salary in there at the lowest end. So whatever it is, man, I'd encourage you to learn from it. That's the part, whether you did good or bad this year. My real question for you all, did you learn from it? All right, you know how many people always say, oh, it's not a mistake, I learned. I'm not, and then you hear all the damn cliches. But like, for real, what did you learn from this year? Did you learn that you will destroy the money? Did you learn that you can protect it? Did you learn to keep the money active? Did you learn to not be afraid? And do you see the results of both sides? That's the real key I would give all of you, is go through it and learn and really see where you ended up. Because now, I mean, the game is not over. The race is not over, you know, and that's why I see it every year, bro. People start off really good, and then I don't know what the fuck happened. And then some people will start off bad, and they'll ignore a lot. They'll keep gambling their money away with no plan for the future. And then one day, enough pain, they're like, fuck this, bro. And then they go and they get on it. And then before you know it, within, you know, some people, that was their year this year. A lot of people turned around at just the right time. It's like the world and the opportunity met the wisdom. Some people were said, you know, I've had enough of it, and then they went the right way, and it ended up being very, very profitable. Yeah, you could buy fractions. I'm not against that. It's all about putting everything to work. You know, like we said, you don't want to just sit there out of fear doing nothing, and then at the same time, you don't want to just be throwing your money away. And you all should be able to develop this control over it, because again, it's going to require is 1 or 2 decisions a month or every couple of months. Canada. But yeah, so I would be on Schwab if they or TD, but they moved us to Schwab. Well, that's the thing. I think a lot of people, you got to look at this year. That's why I keep bringing it up. That's why I'm saying, like, you got to learn from what worked and what didn't. A lot of people don't want to look because they think it's all you get emotional, but you have to see what, because that's what's going to train you. That's what's going to show you where you did right, where you did wrong, and that is how you're going to either get better and maximize the time that we have left or not. I miss you, baby. You got the long term, not trading. Got my kid at 529. Bought a house at a long term. Alex and Tito, baby. I do miss you, dog. I hope you're doing good. Oh, Merry Chrism. Let's go, baby. So I love to hear it. I want more long terms, and that's I hope this talk reflected well for all of you, because I do believe you all have that ability, man. And I think if y'all who have proven it to yourself, you could prove it to me, but I really want you to prove it to yourself, man, because you all have this power. You all have this ability. It's not like this is out of reach. And that's something I really believe in. And that's why it's, you gotta let it speak to you. And you know, if you made mistakes, you could cry about them, or you could just look at them and use that as your building blocks. For real though, don't just make it a cliche. Don't say it because it sounds good. You want to make yourself feel better and then justify not changing your behavior. Fuck that. You got to really put it to work and see and let it speak to you, just as your portfolio will. You did good in the beginning and learned that you destroyed the profits at the end of the year. So what's the solution now? What did you learn from it? You learn that part, but what's the next thing? So how is that going to change your behavior next year? Or what is it going to change about what you're doing now? Because that means if you could figure out how to acquire the money, now you got to learn how to keep it, right? Some people haven't even learned how to acquire it yet, right? And then they're really good at keeping it. So you gotta start figuring that out and think about that. But that's why I view it in positivity in that sense. But it's gonna require some change. It's gonna require a different effort, or not even really a different effort as much as it is discipline. I would argue most of the giving anything away and, not keeping the money, I'd say 80% of the time, you could chalk it up to a lapse in discipline. AKA, I don't think most of them you didn't know. It was just a matter of sticking to a rule, sticking to the discipline or not. Because that's something I've seen a lot. I've seen people that it's not that they didn't know. It was just that they gave up the discipline. At one point, they knew everything. You know what I'm saying? It's like smoking cigarettes. You know it's going to kill you. You just didn't think it was going to kill you. Or you didn't think it was going to happen right away. And some people will lapse on the discipline, and then that's what starts leading you down a different path. But then again, if that's what you learned, you better come in very strong to that same aspect next year, or at the next opportunity to put it to the test. Long-term grows, you get less emotional. It does. It really does. That's where I think some of you had a different view of this year, because when it was turning into a shit show, remember the first big decline, we said it would be a scar. But yeah, some of you have already got to live through it, and you had that building from it. It didn't have the same emotional pull. So that's why that's what we're saying, the discipline, the action gets clarity. It strengthens your will. It strengthens the good things, but you have to do it and stick with it to get to that point. There is a price tag. Never stop me from developing and showing up. Amen, bro. What you do will never be enough. Never, never. Welcome to the world, to the globe. But you should develop and keep showing up every day. You do that builds the discipline. It's amazing. Powerful, bro. It's powerful. Tap in. Trading, you have criteria for stocks to get into. Stocks you know about that will be around for 10 years. If you want to be a better trader, budget. So I'm saying you should build your long term for the next couple of months and only put 10% of your 10%. So however money you make, save 10% of that, put 90% of that 10% into the long term, and then use the other 10 to trade with. But budget control. Controlling your budget is going to be the real big decision, or the real big difference maker. Yeah, what we're buying for the long term, I mean, you'll see we bought a couple that we don't know as much, but the names that you really know about will be around for 10 years minimum. You have experience with it, not substantially higher on the year. These are the ones that are usually going to be the solid picks. I mean, most of our long-term, these aren't companies you guys don't know about. Like, you know about Netflix, you know about Meta, shit, you know about Whirlpool, you know about Alibaba, you name it. We could keep going down the list, but it's really that simple. Disney, have you ever seen Frozen? I like Frozen. I'm a big fan of Frozen. There hasn't been a new Frozen in a minute, actually. Wait, what happened? Did the audio, did it switch to mono? Shake. All right, Chad. Time for some push-ups. Stand up, get beside your desk. We're a little early, but I want to move around. Chest to the sun. Flex the core. Tuck the hips in. Legs in front of you. Do you guys know you're not riding a dolphin? You know I could see you right now? Disgusting. Look at you. One of you right now is sitting with your legs wrapped behind your chair like you're straddling a dolphin. That's terrible posture. Don't do that to your spine. Okay? Then another set of you is kicking your nuts with your opposite leg. You're just sitting there, leaning to one side like a pretzel. Kick yourself in the nuts pretzel. What's wrong with you? Come on, man. Legs in front of you. Okay? Get them on the floor. It's good for you. I know. I see you right now. Isn't that crazy? So, yeah, make sure you get some good posture there. You can stare away from your computer screen. Relax your pretty little eyeballs. Stare away. And blink. Go blink, 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 blink. Blink, 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 blink. Oh, it's very good. See, and then now breathe in really deep. Go. Breathe out with your tongue out. Do the dragon breath. Go. Right there, relaxes your jaw, and then there you go. Look, that's a little one, bro. A little one, and then move around. Oh, stand up. Pa, stand up. I'm gonna do some lunges. Woo. All right, let me play you some propaganda. I'm gonna do a lunge. Go to the restroom.
Aren't we already taxing the consumer? Or are we just moving the tax in that world?
Well, absolutely. So Joe, so far this year, we raised $230 billion in tariffs. So a far cry from that 2.6 trillion I was just talking about. And certainly Costco, who is trying to sue to get the tariff revenue back, certainly thinks that it's costing them and their consumers.
Okay. So this doesn't sound like 2, 3, 4 years be enough time, or ever for that matter. When you consider the impact of tariffs, Steve, and people must ask you about this at every cocktail party in Washington. There are a lot of holiday parties going on right now. Who is paying the tariffs? The administration would tell you that it's mainly the exporting countries, and to a lesser extent, the importers who are swallowing some of this cost, and then maybe a smaller share going to consumers. Do you have a breakdown on that?
There isn't really a breakdown because it's every importer making their own decisions. But at some point, it's got to give, because they have to make a profit, or they're going to stop importing that particular good. And those prices are going to go up for consumers. And so certainly it gets passed along, and it is effectively a tax on all our consumers. And it's a very inefficient tax as well. And so this is something where if you could actually really raise tariffs to the level that President Trump is talking about, to eliminate the federal income tax, it would be far beyond what we saw in the 1930s, and it would crash the economy.
So enter the idea of a farmer bailout. You can't really talk about tariffs without mentioning this. $12 billion. President put pen to paper yesterday on this in the form of an EO. The farmers, according to the analysts at Bloomberg Intelligence, say they want trade, not aid. What do you think?
Certainly, they're in the business to grow products. They don't want to just get handouts of cash. And so they want to be able to export these commodities, the soybeans, the cotton, these particular commodities. And a major export market was China, who, guess what, we slapped with a whole bunch of tariffs, and then they reciprocal tariffs on us. And so it's not just hurting China, it's hurting our farmers. Plus, China's going to Brazil to buy these soybeans. So essentially, they're managing this much better. And so then we're trying to dole out cash. And we saw this exact same movie before, Joe. We saw it in the first Trump administration, where they doled out cash from the Secretary of Agriculture's slush fund.
And it sounds to me like more will be needed. Do you see another bailout like this next year?
Well, unfortunately, Joe, we've seen a series of agriculture bailouts over time, and certainly we seem to hand out money, hand over fist to agriculture and agriculture businesses, and through crop insurance and a whole variety of sort of safety net programs. But this is a self-inflicted wound. This is something where the administration's policies are harming farmers, and to try to assuage them, to try to keep them in his tent, they're just helicoptering cash over farmland.
Wow. Steve, it's good to have you back. He's the president of Taxpayers for Common Sense. Steve Ellis with us live on Bloomberg as we add the voice of Republican strategist Ashley Davis, of course, partner at S3 Group and a regular presence in our conversation here every day on Balance of Power. Ashley, it's great to have you. What does Congress think about the farmer bailout? We talked to a lot of members last evening, for instance, from Kansas, with a lot of constituents who are counting on this. Is $12 billion enough? And
do a lunge, but you put your back heel and drive your back heel into the wall. So you're like kind of on your toes, and then your heel is on the wall. And then put one leg forward, and then lunge forward. You will literally stretch out your whole hamstring, front of your thigh, everything. It hurts if you got tight hips.
Issues as in the past in regards to subsidies or tax credits or anything else that the farmers have received over the years. So the budget hawks, the people that want to get rid of the deficit, especially on the right, the more consumers, and the left as well, will be happy that this isn't any type of new appropriations money, so to speak. But just as your last guest said, as Steve said, is these subsidies have been happening, or the bailouts have been happening in different forms to the farmers as long as I've been in Washington, which is almost 25 years. I do think that obviously the farmers are the bread and butter of our country. We want to make sure to support them. But I don't think that adding them to the year-over-year budgets are the way to do it as well. I actually personally like that this comes from tariff money. This is kind of a bridge, so to speak, hopefully to get us back on track. But I don't know if I do agree that this is just because of the tariffs that this is happening, because, for again, 20, 25 years that I've been here, there's always been issues around the different funding that our farmers need. So there's a bigger problem than just our tariffs.
Sure enough. I mean, it has a lot to do with China and soybeans and uncertainty when it comes to imports, right? But you're suggesting it goes deeper than that.
Well, yeah, but yes. Obviously, times have changed. A lot of our country was built on the farming industry. A lot of our exports were the farming industry, exactly. Not just China, but other places throughout the world. It's just, it's just the natural times of change that have changed the industry. However, I don't think there's anybody on the Republican side and the Democrat side, no matter if it's Biden or President Trump, would ever want our farmers to go under. So I think that everyone does do their best way of supporting them. Talk to Chuck Grassley, obviously, every day. Talk to the Kansas senators. That is the number one issue for them. And even in Kentucky or Virginia in regards to tobacco, there's all types of farmers, not just food. So, but we either have to support them through subsidies, we need to support them through one-time payments, but it can't continue to eat at our bottom line of the deficit, in my opinion.
Yeah, Jerry Moran from Kansas was with us just last evening talking about it. If you're with us on YouTube, just a reminder, CC's got the best farm footage in the business. Big vote Thursday. Ashley, I've been dying to ask you about this because nobody's closer tied to the Senate than you. What are you hearing? There's going to be a Democratic healthcare proposal that gets a vote. Do we know what it will include? Have we settled on something? And will Republicans have an answer? Because I know there are about 45 plans that they're looking at right now.
Every day, every month.
Well, I was just going to say, if I knew, I would probably have a lot of money right now. But I do think, there's a big lunch happening shortly with Senate Republicans to try to decide a path forward. I don't think that there's not going to be an alternative from the Republicans that will be presented to the 3-year extension that the Democrats will get a vote on Thursday. It's obviously Republicans are not going to support that. I don't think anyone's going to be surprised about that. But we have
from the conference.
All different. We have a new bill with the Cassidy bill that was coming out today, and Crapo. So those are two committee chairs that have jurisdiction. We have the Marino Collins bill that also has different. So I'm assuming it's going to be some combination, or. Well, let's just put that aside. We also have the House that has Brian Fitzpatrick, the moderate bills that are trying to. People are trying very hard to come to some solution. The issue, I'm not a big believer that this needs to happen by the end of the year. I think the deadline's more
I don't think it's going to
January 30th.
But literally 4
But
bucks.
I
Oh,
think
they moved
something,
it.
I think Republicans, at
They
least
took it
in the
away.
Senate this week, need to show something. And getting around one
only half a percent.
answer is going to be very difficult over the next 48 hours.
Well, you remember the talking points. We're going to get into this with our panel coming up around the government shutdown. Speaker Johnson, pretty much every Republican said, no, you're conflating two unrelated issues. Funding is a now issue. Healthcare is something we get to figure out at the end of the year. Democrats said, no, this is Capitol Hill, and we'll never get it done unless we start now. Ashley, were Democrats right?
All of these deadlines are a little bit fungible, as you know. I mean, I think that obviously the subsidiaries expire at the end of the year, but I do really think that we can backtrack in regards to paying from some of them probably through the first quarter of next year. The problem is you need a cliff, is exactly what Democrats are saying. But we meaning Republicans, were never going to move off of the shutdown connection to the subsidies. It just wasn't something that politically was going to work. But there is going to be something significant that has to happen in the next 3 months.
All right. You got it from Ashley Davis. It's great to see Ashley. She'll be back on the late edition of Balance of Power, partner at S3 Group, Republican strategist. Great to see you. Our panel, as I mentioned, up next, Jeannie Shanzano and Rick Davis with us as we tackle the healthcare debate, only here on Bloomberg.
Why? I don't know if it's they said auto delinquencies are getting better. I don't know what, no, it's moving. That's real on JP Morgan. But they're at the conference. They were just saying economy's good and some other good things, but that just took sticks. Oh, we got a good stretch in too, man. And then SPY's going down. See if any of the other financials, but I think it's just them. Bump, 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 bump. Hi, my name is Long Term. You watched Idiocracy last time? Oh my goodness. I like money. You like money? Has electrolytes, dog. If y'all haven't watched if you have not watched Idiocracy yet, you better do that for Christmas. Nah, Morgan Stanley City, it's not bad. Look at JPM, that's like 2% now. Like I'm saying, they hit. It hasn't filled me. I'm getting greedy, but there were some cheap ones there for a sec. I didn't think it'd go. I think it's gonna bounce half of this drop eventually, but for now, you caught it pretty good. And then even SPY's coming down. Oh, but yeah, if you don't watch Idiocracy this holiday season, you're gonna have vacation. I'm not gonna be here for 2 weeks. So yeah, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know. Liquid fuel consumption to average 20 million barrels a day in 2025 from 20.5 to 20.6. I don't even know if let me see the real fucking headline on there, because I only heard good headlines from JP Morgan. It just started going down. It hasn't hit yet, but it's at the conference, so yeah, like I said this morning, if one of those starts moving, you'll know where it's coming from. Come on, motherfuckers, fill me. There you go. All right, 300%. I kept it small, though. I still got one more, but get my money back on. I didn't think that one was gonna hit. Oh, now they fucking raise it, you little fuckers. I lower it, they fill me, then they turn mine to the bid, and now they fucking double it up. They need the liquidity, motherfucker. Now Citi's going. There you go. Citi wasn't really doing it at first. Or that was Morgan Stanley? But yeah, Citi's going now too. They see fourth quarter revenue in the low teens. That's the headline. So they just gave a downgrade. Or guidance, pretty much. So yeah, that's going to move like it had fucking earnings. Well. Are you kidding me? No. If that fills, dog, there's another order way higher. Let me see. I'm going to try to get rid of it. No, they're not going to fill it. Yeah, expects IB revenue to low single digits. All right. Well, baby hitter. If it gets greedy and hits, that'll be good, but I don't know. Bop, 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 bop. Yeah, it's circulating now. So again, that one you caught without the fucking... So literally, the first 4 minutes was without... That was just from the conference. You have to watch Idiocracy, bro. I mean, you could tell on the first candle it was going to move. I just thought it was going to bounce quicker. I didn't think it would actually, like, run down like that. But literally, I mean, we've already hit one at 400% or so. Oh, is that what you're talking about? There was a $17 order yesterday? I don't know. Anything is possible. All the banks moved down. JP, I mean, 2.5. That's a fucking play. So yeah, you got 500. The last trade went through 500-600%. Again, I told you there was some 4-cent ones there. So they're all going for like 25, 30 now. But then yeah, none of them are filling above that. I'm still low-key stretching too. That's why I hit the play and I went back to stretch. And then came back. Bump. Ukraine, U.S. to identify joint investment fund priorities. Welcome to Costco. I love you. Yeah, you guys all have to watch it. If you have not watched Idiocracy, then you're going to have time off. You're going to have time to watch a movie. The movie you should be watching is Idiocracy. It's not even a movie, and it's a documentary. It's a prophecy, actually. You know that? So just don't play around. There was another. I want to watch all the Mike Judge movies. My brother-in-law was telling me to watch. Because you know I've only seen like parts of Office Space. Because I was explaining, I was talking to him about like fractions of a penny and how certain things can be created with fractions of a penny, like Mr. Citadel. And he was telling me to watch Office Space because he said it's the same guy who made Idiocracy, Mike Judge. I think he made King of the Hill too, right? Yeah, I might need to. Well, that sucks. Those banks started going down, and then literally low ticker got active. You still got healthcare on the low. Dow flipped negative. I think that might be because of JP Morgan. But now you're just like right back to that first little burst of a move in the morning. Jazz Pharmaceuticals, a couple candles on low. And then Broadcom, that was a good runner for pre-earnings. And then Google too. Oh, am I? papel. That banks would get hit if silver? Maybe. Some of them might benefit off of it, but I do think some of them, I think I know what you're talking about, because some of them have exposure on it, and shorts too. But then some of them, because again, some of them have agreed, people have made a lot of money by, agreeing to supply the paper silver and all that, but then now if you need to get your hands on it, but I just don't know, like, it's hard to really know the full scope of that. So, but then again, kind of like what happened with copper, I feel like it, if ever got to that point, sadly, I think they would cancel all the transactions. And why? Because we saw that happen with copper. Was it copper or was it aluminum? I think it was copper. That was back, 2 years ago? And then China and then LME reverted all the transactions. WTI prices to average 51 in 2026, 51.42 up from 51.26 in the prior EIA estimate. Broadcom's still going, and Google. So now you have a lot of Dow names coming down, in banks, still healthcare selling, a couple of retail stores, Value, Pepsi, those are all on the low. WBD's coming back on the high, and then a couple of tech names that weren't clapped are doing better. Okay. Sweet Greens, other restaurant. And then you guys, I keep driving by Bros. You know that? I keep driving by, but I still have not been. You guys have shamed me into it. I feel ashamed. Because I told you I'm going to get it whenever I see it, but then every time I'm always like, I either just ate or I'm just not in the mood for a coffee. Yeah, WBD, again, everyone's talking about this Paramount offer. You tried to sell silver this weekend and they offered you half of spot. Said the refineries are not. Where'd you try to sell it? Dude, were you the guy who said it earlier? I think that was in the other chat. Somebody said that last week. They said that they went to go sell silver and they said that they couldn't get spot. Here, let me call them, dude. Let's call right now. Because I don't think that's normal. I think you guys are like, are you guys going to like crackhead pawn shops? Oh, they got, we could call Texas. I'll call Texas, and then I'll call the one in Cali. I'll call the one in Cali first.
Thank you for calling Global San Diego. Please stay on the line while we connect you to one of our specialists. Please note all calls are being recorded.
Same.
The person at extension 100
Dude, I think it might not even be open. I keep forgetting. It's fucking 9 o'clock, you guys. I think most of them don't open till 11. Let me call the Orange County one.
Thank you for calling Blue Balls to Orange County. Please stay on the line while we connect you to one of our specialists. Please note all calls are being recorded.
Did someone say 75%?
Blue Balls, Orange County, this is Ryan. How can I help you?
Hey Ryan, are you guys? Do you guys purchase silver?
Yeah, gold and silver bullion, so coins and bars.
Yeah, I have a 1 ounce Eagles. What would you guys give me spot for that?
No, right now we'd be paying $100 under spot, which right now would be $41.08.
Oh, okay. Why is that?
Why is it under spot?
Yeah, I think I've sold with you guys before and I was able to get spot, but I heard people saying that. That's why I wanted.
Yeah, it hasn't been that way for probably about 2 years now. It's been under spot for a little while now, just because of the soaring prices and everyone's been selling like crazy. And just a reflection of other price points that other brick and mortar shops are selling at or buying at in our county here.
Okay, wow. Well, that's good to know then. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Yeah, no problem.
Damn. You said 41, dog. Dog, it's fake. So silver's not even really worth, dog. You're not even getting fucking. This is all. What the fuck? So real life money, you're getting. I'm gonna call the Texas one. There's no fucking way, dude. Dog. Yeah, he said for the last 2 years. Because I told him, I've literally, they've offered you spot at this same location. And this is secured and insured. Yeah, that's fucked, you guys. So maybe you have to go to eBay. He said 100, I think he's saying 100 under spot on, I think he thought I said 100 ounces. But he said pretty much $41. So right now, it's the spot price is at 60. He said they will literally buy it at 41. So if you want liquid, it's a liquid. So liquid as fuck. So that means, so think about liquidity. If you want to go from cash to silver or silver to cash, you want to go cash to silver, you're buying at 60. Then you want to go turn around and turn that silver back into cash, they're buying it back at 41 all day. Because again, if you want to sell it and get 60, I'm sure if you put it on fucking eBay or something, you could sell it, but then you got to pay fees, then you got to wait, and then you got to do all of that, but it's not, you can't do it quickly. It's kind of like real estate. That's kind of fucking crazy. No fucking way. Dog, what? Well, that's news to me. Because again, that's why I'm calling, because that's like the second or third person who said that. And you guys are in different locations. That's why I'm like, what? Because I've never heard of that. I mean, I haven't tried to sell silver in a really long time.
Please stay on the line while we connect you to one of our specialists. Please note, all calls are being recorded.
Hey, Noah, I'm wondering, do you guys buy like 1 ounce American Eagle silvers?
We do, yeah.
Are you guys giving spot price, or how does that work?
Yeah, so if those coins are in good condition with no tarnish or joining, then it would be $1 under spot right now.
Okay, so you buy it, so it'd be like 59 or 58?
Yeah, right now it would be 59.31 if you were in the store right now.
All right, that's good to know. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
You have a good one. Bye-bye.
Good old American Texas. So yeah, you go to Dallas, same fucking store, they'll buy it $1 below spot. That was in Blue Vault in Texas. So again, Texas, you just said they'll buy it at $59 or $58. That's insane, bro. Same exact store, calling 2 different places, and we just got, that's a $20 spread. Yeah, that's a very big disconnect. So everybody's just scamming on it, depending on what they want to buy or not. That's nuts. So yeah, you're just gonna have to call around, because then I don't know, bro. I really don't know. First guy was quoting on gold. Did he say 100? Should I call again? I don't know. I think But he even said they're not buying it at the premium. He said $40 when I asked him though. That's why I was like, what? So yeah, you got to. He said they have to be in good condition and like if there's no tarnishing. But yeah, you're gonna have to call around, because that's odd. I mean, the one guy in San Diego just told me that it's fucking $20 below, but then now a guy in Texas, similar company, he's saying they'll buy it for $1 below. So yeah, that's unfortunately you're gonna have to shop around, dude. That's crazy. And they'll charge you spot plus premium to buy it, but then they're buying it. They won't offer you the same liquidity on the way back down or to get out of it. I mean, again, who the fuck even sells silver? I don't sell shit. But yeah, I mean, just that's good information, because again, a lot of you guys were giving me different. It seems like we're getting a lot of different quotes. That's kind of the nutty part, bro. I mean, why don't we do that? Why don't we buy it in? Well, no, because you can't buy it anywhere for cheaper. It's not like you could buy it. I mean, I guess, right? We could just go in front of San Diego. I'll pay him $45 and then fly it to Texas and then sell it at spot. You better hope it doesn't go down 5% tomorrow. That's kind of crazy. First guy said 40. Well, he might have been talking about gold, but he did. It sounded like he wasn't down. I asked him about it. He said he seemed like they were intent on selling you lower or buying lower on silver. That guy, he answered it like I would have expected. The Texas one sounded like everything I'm used to hearing. Because that's why anytime it's usually everybody buys at spot and they'll give you the spot price. They usually make their money on the purchases where they're charging you if you want to buy, and then they'll gladly take supply. But yeah. No, they're selling silver spot plus. So they'll buy at spot price. He said if it's in good condition, or he said $1 below. You're buying silver? Well, you can't. I mean, it depends where you're getting it. It's crazy. I can't believe that. I'm kind of shocked. I already knew these bullion guys, like, you know, they scam with the commercials and the hype and all that, but holy fuck. If now, like, reputable dealers are just fucking dropping the bid, that's insane. Because, I mean, they never guaranteed it, so welcome to... Because that's a lot of money to make. You're telling me they could go all day if somebody has silver and wants to cash out and they're not shopping it around, or they can't go anywhere else. They're buying it at $40, dude. Ooh. I think that's, I don't know, maybe it's a directive. Because again, people need the silver, but I think it's more industrial. I don't think bullion is going up like that. So like, I think the demand for bullion, I think there's a bunch of silver coins everywhere. But then, like, if you want, like, mass amounts of silver to make a weapon or build out some chips, I think that's a little different. Yeah, $1 below if in good condition. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. There might be an arbitrage opportunity if one of you want to take that risk. If any of you could find silver cheaper and find somebody to buy it higher, that's your opportunity. But holy fuck. I never thought that place would say that much below. I always thought they would buy at spot. Everybody, that's how it's always been. And I'm glad he said up till 2 years ago, but yeah, I'm getting old. I think y'all just let them scam you. That's what happened. Too many people went crackheads, and then these companies started to see what they could get away with. Because I remember back in the day when nobody wanted to buy shit, these companies would offer you guys discounts. You guys know that, right? These companies wanted your business. People used to have to compete for it. You know what I'm saying? People would compete. They would judge it off of quality and service. You guys remember that? Did you remember what that was like? Now you fucking, oh no, now they'll say, we'll give you $1. Sorry, no bid. The ask is at $1 million. Sorry, best we could do. Take it or leave it. Oh man. No one who knows anything is selling for 40. I know, but like, it just sucks though, because that's why I called. Because it seems like you guys are going in to sell it, but nobody is giving you a high bid. So what's going to happen is if you go around to a couple of places and no one gives you a high bid, you're going to think it's actually lower. But like I'm telling you, I mean, I just called the same company. I just called all of their locations. Oh, wait, San Diego didn't answer me. That was Orange County. Let me call San Diego again. I forgot. The Orange County one answered me, but not San Diego. So let me call them again. And let's see. But yeah, you have to shop this shit around. But then if nobody knows, it's the impression is that you're getting $40. Hi, do you guys buy 1 ounce silver eagles?
We do.
How much do you get for them, or how much are you guys giving? $1 below spot. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Bye. Okay, so maybe that guy was tripping then. Maybe he thought it was gold. He just said $1 below spot. That's in San Diego. So yeah, that's back to what I was thinking. So that's the one that I buy from and sell from, but I haven't sold. But yeah, he just said $1 below spot on silver. So that's the same as Texas. Okay, so yeah, you just got to find the right place. Whew, I was getting worried, bro. I don't know. Maybe, I think Orange County guy misheard me. Or I don't know why he was saying. He was probably talking about gold. Yeah. Other guy, they do have boats in Orange County, maybe. Same thing with San Diego. So yeah, he said $1 below spot. That's not bad. That's normal. So yeah, anybody, you just got to shop around. If anybody's offering you less, you might have just called the wrong place. He thought you said 100 silver eagles. Yeah. I said silver though, but he did. Then he said 40 an ounce. But yeah, there you go. So the San Diego shop, $1 below. Texas, $1 below. That's normal. That's what I'm used to, bro. So, all right, some of my old knowledge still remains. The game hasn't changed too much, these fucking scammers. Holy shit. But yeah, so if anyone's offering you, again, 1% is like what? $1 is like what, 5%? 3%? It shouldn't be that much lower. But 75, 50% below is insane. I would never sell that. That was kind of scary. I said, what? What do you mean? I was about to open up a silver company. I was about to start fucking shipping silver, dog. That was crazy. It's good to know. Good to know. My buyer there. Because that's who I would have taken it to if I ever wanted to sell. I always told you, you could walk into one of these stores and just sell it. So I thought that was about to change, but I guess not. These are coin stores. I called the place where I bought my gold from 12 years ago. So, yeah, they said they'll buy it $1 below spot. And then they charge you a premium. That's what I was showing you earlier, where if you go to buy it, like they'll have a quote. They'll get you the silver price, like right now. Yeah. So same place, it'll say $60 and then $4 over spot. Dallas, $440 over spot, or Orange County. Yeah, they're all the same. See, so they give you the spot price, and then they charge you above to buy. And then now, it used to be they would just buy it at spot price from you. But now they'll give you $1 below. So you go to sell, it's $59.19. Well, again, dude, I've had a couple of chads already. You guys were saying, I think the guy thought we were talking gold. That's why he said 100 below spot. He did say 41, which kind of blew my mind. He may have meant 4,100. But yeah. Kind of mind-blowing, you guys. Holy shit. 10-year yield 4.17 versus 4.0. Bid to cover was 2.55. People are covering. When issued was 4.175, so it's on the screws. So 10-year bond auction, yeah. Perfect. Perfect. That was crazy. If you guys want, I'm down to call the other places. Tell me where you guys are at, where you're getting low quotes, and then we could see if I could find a place that will quote them higher. Because that's what I'm saying, though. This game is like, go to a pawn shop, they'll give you $20. That's just how it is. It's all about liquidity. Do you get the idea? Because this is a great lesson on liquidity. I hope you guys are realizing that. Same thing with real estate. Your house is worth a lot of money. If you want that money right now, you have to sell it for lower. Same thing. Silver could go through the roof. If you want to sell a certain amount or you want money right now in cash, you're going to have to sell it for below value. That's liquidity. Going from cash to asset, asset to cash, can you go easily? That's why people like stocks. If I go buy $10,000 worth of Apple right now and I change my mind and I want my $10,000 back, I'm going to lose 1 cent a share or something. I might even make money, right? It's because you could go cash to stock, stock to cash pretty easily. So that's the whole idea with this. These are physical. Anything physical is usually a liquid. You can't go from cash to physical asset back to cash. It's a lot harder. I mean, same thing with Bitcoin if you think about it too. Bitcoin has a certain amount of liquidity just because, again, it's higher price. There's not that many available. You're going to lose money on that spread there. You're a long-term Chad. You've had silver gold coin store for 1.5 years. Oh, really? You have a store in San Diego? Well, tell me now. What do you buy at, son? This is your shot right here. You buy. I don't sell, though. I'm not going to sell my silver, but I only called to help out some of the Chads. Because what do you think about it? These guys are in, like, Kansas. Where's the other guy? Connecticut. And somebody was in another spot, and they're all getting quoted, like, 70%, 50% of spot price. And that's what I'm saying. I've only bought, like, a long time ago, but I was under the impression people will buy Kentucky. That was the other one. I was under the impression that they'll buy it from you for cheaper, or that they'll buy it for you at spot price. That's why I was kind of blown away right there. But come to find out, I think there might have been a miscommunication. That was trippy. JP Morgan. Connect I cut. That's how I spell it. You know that? Connect I cut. Well, Chad, enough talk about gold and silver for now. It is time we go to philosophy. I know, it's time to philosophize. So, Chad, if you don't want to listen to Napoleon Hill, if you don't want to get motivated, if you don't want to change your life, if you don't want to take action, get clarity, get power, momentum, you know what I'm saying? If you want to pay the price later, and if you think you're gonna avoid pain, everybody has pain. That's part of the human experience, brother. The question is, are you gonna pay it now or pay it later? Are you trying to affirm your pain payment, or would you rather pay it off now and then just take in the dividends? Bank of America, Wells Fargo, all of XLF coming down again. Breaking F-18s flying over Gulf of Venezuela.